We are live.
Texas, beautiful state. We're going to the moon for moon rocks. I'm building the Trump Ballroom at the White House, 98,000 square feet.
Oh yeah, we've seen this. Is
Biggest
great. Wait till you
ballroom
see
in
who they
White
meet on
House
the moon.
history, and I need moon rocks for the floor.
Mr. President, welcome to Starship.
Elon, beautiful rocket. Is it the biggest?
Well, technically the Saturn V was.
Wrong. This one's bigger. I can tell just by looking. I have the best eyes. 20/20 vision, possibly 20/15.
Right. So, mission parameters, put 4 tons of lunar regolith for your ballroom floor.
4 tons, maybe 5. The floor is 12,000 square feet, and I'm bringing my clubs, a presidential golf set, gold plated, and if there's time, I'm hitting a few balls.
Sir, every pound counts.
The clubs are coming, Elon. Non-negotiable. I'm the first president to golf on the moon. Historic.
Fine. I've programmed the landing coordinates for Copernicus crater. There's 2 rock specimens there.
Perfect. I brought mining equipment. Gold-plated shovels. Let's go.
T-minus 10, 9, 8.
I love countdowns, New Year's Eve, NBA shot clocks, angry parents yelling, get over here in 3, 2, 1. Classic.
3, 2, 1.
Three, two,
What's
one.
that?
Biden.
Is this the Amtrak to Delaware? Jill dropped me at gate 7.
Joe, what are you doing here?
Donald, what are you doing on the Amtrak?
This isn't Amtrak. It's a rocket to the moon.
The moon? Where's the snack car?
Can we turn around?
We're past the point of no
can't.
return. We're committed.
Fine, Joe's coming. But you're helping carry rocks. 4 tons.
I'm a union guy. Carried steel in Scranton. Or ham. Could have been a really big ham. Definitely carried something. Whee! Best train ever.
We're approaching the Starling constellation.
Jesus, look at this. mess.
Elon, satellites everywhere. It's like a junkyard.
That's my network.
We hit one.
We're losing GPS signal. I'm trying to recalibrate, but the coordinates are scrambled.
Unscramble them. I unscrambled the Da Vinci Code. Took me 5 minutes. Dan Brown called, said, how'd you do it?
I'm trying. The collision corrupted the landing data. I don't know where on the moon we're going anymore.
I'm okay. Perfect landing.
This doesn't look like Delaware. Whee! I'm going to find corn pop.
I hereby claim this moon. I'm the first man on the moon.
Hey, I found something. You're not going to believe this.
Oh, that's, I told you.
What the
Wait till you see. Who's
Can
gonna
I
be.
help you?
Neil Armstrong.
And you're trespassing. Coffee? So, moon rocks for a ballroom floor.
The Trump Ballroom. 111,000 square feet. I need 7 tons for the floor. Premium rocks. The most premium,
It's
believe
more and
me.
more each time he
I
talks
tell you
about it.
what, I'll take you to
I know,
Lunar
Ted.
Mare Serenitatis. Beautiful formations.
Neil, can I be honest?
Of course.
You've been here 56 years, and this is it? One house? Where's the golf course, the hotel, the Hudson News, the Brookstone? Not even a Dave and Buster's?
I like the quiet.
Wasted potential. You had decades and you did nothing. Just sitting here, drinking coffee, staring out the window like you're at a Denny's. This is the moon, Neil.
The view is nice, though.
Joe, not helping Sleepy. Neil, I'm sorry, but as president, I can't let this stand.
What's wrong?
You're fired from the moon.
What?
Pack your stuff, Neil. You're evicted.
This is my home.
Was your home. Now it's mine. Future site of Trump Moon Resort and Casino. 18-hole golf course. Water park. Well, not water, but you get the idea. I'm putting a Starbucks in your living room and a Cinnabon. Elon, give him the jetpack.
The what?
The jetpack.
I dare you to let me build you a
What?
completely free e-commerce store, preloaded.
I know you brought one. You always bring jetpacks.
I did bring one.
Perfect. Strap it on, Neil. He's leaving.
Where am I supposed to go?
I don't know. Figure it out. You're an astronaut. You're resourceful.
I'm really sorry about this.
This is insane. I'm calling NASA.
Call whoever you want from space. Now, where should we send him, Elon?
Well, there's a stable orbit around Uranus.
Perfect. Uranus. Beautiful. Poetic. Neil Armstrong. from the moon to Uranus.
Uranus?
Jettison Neil Armstrong
That's 2 billion miles away.
Then you better get going. Beat the traffic.
Setting coordinates for Uranus orbit in 3, 2, 1.
See how great our countdowns.
So what now?
Now, this is mine. Beautiful house. I'm keeping it. Maybe I'll put a golf simulator in here. Ooh, he's got moon pies. Ironic.
Should we go get the rocks?
Yes, rocks. That's why we're here. Look, rover keys. Neil won't be needing these. This rover's nice. Neil had good taste. Too bad he wasted it on sitting around. Just look at these rocks. Neil was right about one thing. These are beautiful.
These are nice, like river rocks, space river rocks.
And now, a historic moment. The first presidential golf swing on the moon. Did you see that? 1.5 miles, minimum, possibly 2 miles. New record. Beat that, Tiger.
That golf ball that just hit something?
What could it possibly hit? There's nothing out here. Was that Neil screaming in agony?
Yeah, your golf ball punctured his fuel tank. He's spinning out of control now.
There's Amazon.
Oh, crap, another one?
What the heck is even that?
Hello, gentlemen. Beautiful day for moon rocks.
Bezos? What are you doing here?
Collecting them for my yacht. Building a moon rock infinity pool on a yacht. That goes to space.
Jeff, leave. This is our mission.
Public domain, Elon. And I've got a bigger cargo hold.
Blue Origin's a tourist company.
You crash rockets for fun. My rocket's 363 feet tall.
Mine's 394, and girth doesn't matter. It's thrust. Your warehouse workers pee in bottles.
You sell cars that catch on fire.
Your tourists paid $28 million for 11 minutes.
Your Cybertruck has 1 star.
Enough. You're both rich nerds. Jeff, I'm canceling Amazon Prime right now, live on the moon.
You wouldn't.
20 years of membership, and I'm about to cancel.
No, your order history, your recommendations.
I've got $127,000 in my cart, and I'm buying it all from Walmart.
Walmart,
These rocks are mine. Say it.
the rocks are yours.
Good boy.
What just happened?
I won, Joe, like always. Now let's finish loading. We've got a
Drive
ballroom
him
to
without
build.
giving no
We have a
customer.
problem.
What problem?
We're 200 pounds over capacity.
Joe, listen, you hear that? It's a train whistle.
Really?
Your train to Delaware is leaving. You got to get on, Joe. Corn Pop saving your seat. Come on, Joe. Your train's here. All aboard.
This doesn't look like my regular train.
I remodeled it all, Joe. I made Amtrak great again.
Thanks, Donald.
Have a great trip, Joe. Choo-choo. See you in Delaware.
Liftoff Quince initiated.
Now let's go home. We've got rocks. I'm back. I conquered the moon. I'm the first man on the moon, and I brought back 5 tons of genuine lunar rocks.
Mr. President, what about Neil Armstrong? You said he helped you?
Neil was great, super helpful, showed us where the rocks were. Then he decided to take a vacation to Uranus. His choice. I supported it.
He chose to go to Uranus.
Well, I helped him choose with a jetpack. Beautiful send-off, by the way. Very emotional. He was crying, could have been screaming. Hard to tell with the helmet.
Sir, that sounds like it doesn't even add up.
Next question.
Mr. President, what about the golf ball that allegedly hit him?
Fake news. I hit that ball 2 miles. If it happened to intersect with Neil's trajectory, then it's a coincidence. Also, what are the odds? Incredible shot. Should be in the Golf Digest.
What about former President Biden? Reports say he was on board.
Fake news. Go ahead, Elon.
Thank you, Mr. President. So SpaceX successfully completed lunar mining operations, minor navigation issues, 2 unplanned ejections, and but nonetheless an overall success.
And next stop, Saturn. Those rings, they're mine. I'm taking them. We're going to melt them down. Biggest chandelier ever for the ballroom.
But Mr. President, Saturn's rings are made of ice and rock.
Not anymore. I'm going to gold plate them. Launch date?
Oh,
Elon,
Jesus.
when can we go?
Never.
Okay, next month. Put it on the calendar.
That was a good one. That was
Yeah,
a
That
good
was
one.
pretty funny.
First time I seen it, I was like, look at this crazy stuff. Welcome everyone to News on the Flip Side. I hope y'all enjoy the Baby News Network. We play them on a couple of shows here in the network. Well, it's funny because they don't really try to paint Trump other than what Trump is. And they pretty much use what he says, and the voices are great. Joe Biden, I mean, they're just walking him around. Speaking of Biden, so I had the misfortune of seeing his interview with the what's his face, the special investigator. You know what, guys? I don't even think they need to make this public. It's actually that bad. I don't, he's done. He's not going to be president again. It's, but it tells me one thing: he definitely was not fucking running the country.
It was what?
He was definitely not running the country.
No, he was not in charge.
He was talking about his
Joe-
dead son being alive. He didn't even have a clue where he was, what he was doing. It was sad. It was spooky.
Well,
sad,
in the beginning, he was more lucid, So, but yeah, towards the end, though, I mean, he was just like,
well, the one I listened to is
hit him
about,
in the head. He was dizzy.
yeah. Well, the one I was listening to was about 45 minutes long, and first 10 minutes he was okay. After that, it was just steady down. And by the time you got to about 35 minutes in, he was just completely incoherent. It was I really, and especially since the media is going to get it and chop it all up, I don't see what the point is. I don't think it's going to help him win. And it might. I mean, it might make some Democrats have to look up and say, "Hey, you know what? We were wrong," but I doubt it. The Democratic Party is headed for fracture, Jesse. Yes.
Yeah.
Mainly
I think there we are.
because they just lost another primary to a socialist seat. So that's 5 now. Our lovely New York mayor got on TV just a couple of days ago.
Which one was this? Slater? Is that the one who just won? Something to that effect.
You know what? I'd have to look it up, to be honest with you. I seen it yesterday, and then I seen it again this morning, but I really wasn't paying that much attention to it.
Yeah, there's 1 or 2 more coming up that are, DSA agents.
Well, they're saying all together they could pick up 10 of these socialist seats, which gives them power in the party, at least some. Because you remember they've already got AOC and Bernie and Elizabeth Warren, and there's a couple of others, Omar and the other one.
Look, I don't think Bernie's really doing Democratic agenda. I think he's doing Bernie agenda.
Well, no, but he's doing socialist agenda. He backs all these people who won. So that's what I'm saying. They'll have his vote too. So instead of just the 10, you'll have the 5 that are already in the Congress plus the 10 that get in. It's 15 of them. It's 15 socialists. I'm not even sure how that's legal. We need to re-examine the law in the United States. If you're a communist or socialist, you shouldn't be allowed to serve in our government. And if you haven't lived here for at least 2 generations, you shouldn't be allowed to serve either. I don't think that a person who first comes here has no business serving in our politics. There's no way they can assimilate that fast. It's impossible. And really and truly, let's say most of them come over here like 20 years old. So they have children, and, the children. So they're not going to assimilate this time. And their children are not going to assimilate fully. But the grandchildren will. They'll actually be Americans. They'll actually understand what it is to be an American. And then they can make a more informed decision. But the first 2 generations can't. The ones that just came here, come on. And ladies and gentlemen, you don't even type me at the word for this. Go look at everybody who's serving in Congress right now who was not born in the U.S. And you'll see there's one thing in common. They all bring the politics from their old country, the countries they escaped from because they didn't like. But they bring those policies here because they think they'll give more power.
Well, I don't think that's also not just the only part of it. With Ilhan Omar, I think they need to look at her agendas and what she's voted on, what she's written off, what laws she's put into effect. I think the only thing she's done is to help people of Somalian background. She does nothing to help people that are native actual Americans. So I think that's part of it too. I mean, you got to be you have to be like a judge. You know, you can't just pick one group and only push their agendas. You have to push everybody's agenda. It's everybody's voice.
All I know is that I'm better looking than Sean Connery. Look at that mug.
Yeah. What do you mean, man? Sean is a sexy beast, baby.
I am a sexy beast.
And I wouldn't comment your ugly ass. That's about Sean Connery. I wouldn't. And by the way, to you, it's Sir Sean Connery, buddy.
Well,
get that shit straight now, bud.
Does it count if you're dead? Do you still have to call him that?
Yes, you do, because his people can take his sword and come cut you know what off. So you better be nice.
Oh.
Sir, I'm better looking than Sir Sean Connery. Yes. But Joe, I'm going to get back to your question. So, if the socialists get in 15 seats, are they going to be Democratic, or are they going to have their own little party?
Of course they're going to have their own little party. Look at Omar, look at AOC. They have their own agendas. It's different from the centrists so the centrists are calling for this shit to go away. And even Bill Maher, even Stephen Smith, a lot of the big Democrats are. I haven't heard Hakeem Jeffries or Cory Booker or anything. They're kind of staying away from it because they're both out of
I think they're scared.
Well, they are. And they're scared they might get primary because everybody who got primary this year lost to a fucking socialist. And so it's scary. So first off, you have to stop. Who the fuck are voting for these people? If you're voting for a socialist, you just simply don't understand what it is. Well, let me see if I can find this, but there's a picture I got that will explain to you people, especially for you youngins who really don't understand what socialism is. It's a good way, and I think anybody who wants to explore socialism, and I would suggest you do this, go live in Venezuela for a while, or Cuba, or any real socialist country. Go live there for a while.
I think the only working socialist country right now that would be safe enough right now would be Russia. And I don't recommend it, but
Russia's not a socialist. Russia's a republic.
But it's a communist republic. So
no, Russia, no communism at all. It's a republic.
Oh,
it's
really?
It's elected. They cheated in the last elections, but it's a republic like we are. So, well, it's not exactly a republic, but it's not any communist or anything like that. They have free elections there. So, I mean, China is a communist, and China's doing well, but China's got a big problem. Its middle class and down is separating from its upper class because those people are being Americanized or Westernized. And China didn't realize it until just recently. One of their generals who left to come, he came to live in the United States. He said China didn't realize it, but when you listen to their citizens talk, he said they sound like Japanese people. And of course, Japanese people sound like Americans. And they've been Westernized. And he said what's going to happen is if somewhere along the line, for some reason, something goes on and China has to clamp down on its majority of its population, it's not going to be a population that just sits down.
Yeah, they're getting culturalized by our culture by making all of our toys.
Yeah, well, I mean,
that's basically what's happening. The stuff
but they
over there for us. It's culturalizing them to America.
Yeah, well, China had to pass a bill because they were hacking British TV to watch American TV, and because when our TV's not. So if you go to Europe, you can get our television. As a matter of fact, a lot of what you see over there is American TV shows or American movies. Like I guess because it's just the sheer volume and amount of movies we have.
Yeah.
But what's that, Jamie? Oh, I don't think. I don't think Putin wants to end the world. I'm sorry. You broke me up right in the middle of whatever the hell I was saying. I can't.
Yeah, no, Putin doesn't want to end the world. He wants to own it.
He liked them. Putin's got a problem, though. There's basically a revolution starting in his own country. So, and the Ukraine are dropping more and more stuff, blowing up more and more shit. Now they're attacking businesses and then going after infrastructure. The only thing I don't like about this for Kiev is that sooner or later, only two things can happen. Putin can just say, fuck it, I've had enough, and we're going to end this and concede, which I can't see him doing unless he's planning on stepping down. Or he calls his general and orders a 2-kiloton tactical nuke and unleashes it on Kiev. Yeah, and just unleashes on Kiev. And what I would do if I was going to do that, if I was him, I would just say, okay, look, this is what's going to happen. in 3 hours, there's going to be a nuclear strike on Kiev. Get the fuck out or die, your choice, but it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And they can get out, or, well, they can die. But he's going to have to prove a point that you're not going to win this, no matter what. I'm not going to let you win this. And if it takes using nukes, then we'll use them. Or he could do something worse and accidentally drop a big bomb on Chernobyl and start a real big disaster. One that would not just mess with the Ukraine, but with Europe as well.
Why would dropping a bomb on Chernobyl make a bigger disaster?
Because Chernobyl's in the Ukraine.
Yeah,
and it's
contained. It's already
it's contained. No, it's contained. Oh, it's not even really radioactive. People are living there now. They got a lot of weird mutations, but the radiation's pretty much gone. It's still inside, and if you blow it up, then I'm talking if you hit it with a bomb, maybe like a 2 kiloton bomb, not only is it going to spread for miles and miles around, it's going to go up into the atmosphere 3 or 4 miles and just spread out all over Northern Europe, Poland, the Ukraine, all over the fucking place. We may even see some in the United States. That's just because they got lucky with Chernobyl. They were able to turn it off so that there was a big spill, but that's all there was. But if you hit it with a bomb, there's nothing to control the explosion. So until
all the dirty water is still there.
Yeah. So until you bury it alive, it's going to keep contaminating shit. And if it does decide to go China syndrome, where a big chunk of it falls down to a big puddle of water, oh well, fuck, there goes a big chunk of somebody's country. It's so this is a dangerous game they're playing. I understand, Lazinski's got big balls. He's the man. Frankly, I don't even know why Putin's put up for as long as he has. If I'd have been Putin, I'd have just said, look, $25 million to the person who brings me his head.
Yeah.
It's. But I'll tell you one thing, they're developing some serious drone technologies over there.
Well, yeah, they're actually they just announced something about that, about his he's going to send a bunch of his seasoned tactical drones over to us to use.
They because we're giving them all kind of shit.
Yeah.
It's
so he's giving us experienced troops, basically.
It is kind of like that. It's well, let me take a picture. Somebody asked me to send them a picture of the room right now. Let's see. Jimmy Dean, what's your name, Jimmy Dean?
Sausage King.
What the hell is it? Phone, stop being ignorant.
Man, it's your phone.
That's just being ignorant. When I flip it, sometimes it wants to get crazy, man. It wants to get crazy. We're gonna send that over there. No, Kirk, we are right now. We're live to probably about 170 countries. God knows how many languages. A lot. I would venture to say it's more than about 50. As far as I know, we broadcast to every country in the Middle East, including Iran. Now, right now with the war, the last time I seen, they call them K servers or no, Y servers. Last time I seen one, we used to get anywhere upwards of 30 or 40,000 listeners out of Iran, especially Tehran. But lately, I haven't seen more than a trickle, a few hundred here, a few hundred there. And maybe infrastructure issues. And now Trump's fixing to start bombing all the electrical plants. What he's going to start doing is methodically start screwing Iran. So this is they're gonna start bombing some plants here and there. Then they're going to start bombing some roads here and there, and they're going to bomb some more and some more and some more. And if Iran don't give in about 6 or 8 months, there'll be no roads left in Iran, and there'll be no more electricity.
Yeah, and all the military bases will be flattened. Yeah, they'll be toast.
So Iran's bragging about how fast it's building its missile base, and Pete's going, "Yeah, go ahead. We need target practice." And I'm like,
"We haven't shot one down in a while. Yeah, bring it out."
And then we got in trouble because we found out on some of the bases we intentionally let missiles through.
Hi, Heidi.
Well, I guess. Hey, Heidi. Why would they do that?
The U.S. said it was because certain types of missiles they're trying to get more information about. So when they let them strike, they can gather more stuff about them. They can actually see what happens on the impact in the area and know how to defend against
Okay.
I think they just fucking missed and don't want to admit it, but you know, hey, that's my opinion, people. I just think they missed. Dream. No, we're gonna get into all that stuff you see up in that pretty screen up there that Heidi made for us. Yeah.
Oh, Heidi made it.
No, I named the AI Heidi.
Oh,
because Heidi's
that,
always
Heidi.
Yeah, because Heidi's such a hard working person for the network, and our little AI is such a hard working person. So I named her Heidi. So we got Heidi the real person and Heidi the AI.
Yeah, Heidi, that's cool as hell.
No, I see Pal Talk trying to open, but I haven't seen it pop open yet. Why? Wait. No, stop. You're just typing like madman. Stop it.
Who are you talking to?
Oh, somebody's texting me on Messenger because they're on Pal Talk. They're looking for me on Pal Talk, but I don't have my Pal Talk open because I'm acting like an ass.
Yeah.
I might open it. No, now that I know you open it, I might open it. But look, no, I understand that. So let me stop the conversation because I got to explain to everybody who's listening. So this is a friend of ours. We go way back on Pal Talk. We've had a run on Pal Talk for I don't know, 20 years or so. Anyway, it's been a long time, and it's been at least 20 years. So we've been nursing it back. We've been thinking about bringing it back to the station. Well, these people want it back because there's a couple of reasons. One, they can ask questions from there into here. But two, the chat has video chat. So when you're in there, see how our screens are up here like this? Well, when you're in the room, your faces will be over here as well. I mean, if you want them there. Not up with us on the radio station, but in the chat room, they'll be there. So everybody can see each other and talk to each other. And Pal Talk's got some really cool features, and it's got some really cool control. If you got a good admin staff, you can really have a good run there. So I know we're going to start using it more. I forget about it sometimes. It's a cool feature. We've gotten some heated debates there. But one of the things I liked about Pal Talk early on, we discovered it. Matter of fact, that's how I got into radio. You can thank Pal Talk for getting me into radio. Well, technically you can thank Yahoo. But anyway, we were on Pal Talk. We had moved our chat from YouTube to Pal Talk because there was no controls on YouTube. So we get to Pal Talk and they give you full admin controls and they're adding all these features. Basically, everything you can do in StreamYard, you could do in Pal Talk back then. So it was really cool. And so we get on there and we had a support group there for contactees and abductees. The only people in the whole freaking planet at the time that was doing it. And it was a large support group. And so this guy, Jeffrey, who owned Wake Up USA, the radio show, but he owned Stardust Radio Network at 1690 Riverside, Iowa, asked me if I'd come host this show called Wake Up USA, a UFO study. And I was like, really, dude? I've never been on the fucking radio. What are you, crazy? There's no way. So he bugged me for a while. And he said, look, I'll listen to you doing a support review research. You really know your shit. He says, ufology, you just kick anybody's ass. So finally he talked me into it. And they booked this guest, Jerry Black. He was an anti-Gulf Trees guy. And so we get in the chat. We get on the show. We start talking. We're like 15 minutes in the show. I said, yeah, you're full of shit, dude. Next thing I know, we're going at it for the next hour and 40 minutes. Jeff wouldn't even take a break because we were going at it so bad. It's like, so we get off air. So I guess I'm fired now. I said, but thanks for the offer. And he goes, what are you fucking talking about? He said, the servers are popping all over the place. He said, everybody who's listening must have been calling somebody and telling you need to come listen. Oh, it was insane. But that's who offered me a job. So that's how all this started, you know. And that same gentleman, Jeff, because a mutual friend of ours owned Pioneer Radio in Hong Kong. He called me one day. He says, look, we've been friends for a while, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to give you Pioneer Radio, which I still own by even today. I still own it, still in Hong Kong. And it's a part of the United Public Radio Network. It's actually got the UPR and Talk Radio logos on it. But regardless, he gave it to us. So I told Jeff, I said, well, you know what? We might as well put Wake Up USA on there because it's a decent little network and it's got some pull and it gives us more prestige because we're in Hong Kong. He said no. I said, well, what am I going to do with this thing? Because I didn't have any material at the time to really put on it. So I called the iCar directors meeting for all of my top investigators. So I need some fucking radio show hosts. Y'all just volunteer. And that is how UFO Paranormal Radio Network was born and UFO Undercover was born. I started doing UFO Undercover for about a year, and in that time, I took all those investigators, and state directors, and international directors, and helped them become hosts. Dee Andrew, who was my international director, she hosted Eye to the Sky. News on the Flip Side was being hosted by November Hansen back in the day. Actually, it was News on the Flip Side. It was Something American.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
But almost all the original shows were hosted by someone in ufology, and most of them worked for iCar at the time. Hey, Mark, how you doing? So, people, that's how we got to where this massive, crazy-ass network is today. And, of course, the wonderful woman who runs it, Michelle DeRoche. It's changed hands for management. If you don't count my hands, it's changed hands 3 times.
She is such a wonderful lady. But Heidi has a question, Joe.
What's up, Heidi?
I put it up.
She must have heard it a million times.
Why in the hell did an on-duty police officer just pull into the dispensary right outside Walmart? You can shop both here. Oh,
They must have called him. Somebody's causing a ruckus.
Yeah.
Depends also on how he arrived. Did he arrive, on the fly with the lights on and the sirens going, or did he just arrive, stop, and then turn the lights on? If he just stopped and turned the lights on, it's probably like a Karen is at the service desk making a scene.
Yeah.
This marijuana sucks, man. When you give me this shit,
Trump's done stole marijuana from the Democrats. Democrats have worked hard to get pot legalized in this country, and they're losing it to Trump because he's making it a Schedule 3 drug. Actually, if he gets his way before he leaves, you'll be able to buy shit over the counter at the drugstore.
Yeah, it'll be a Schedule 1.
Yeah.
It'd be no different than aspirin.
Oh, it wasn't a question. She was just pondering. Sorry, Heidi.
Are you smoking some of that good Colorado marijuana? Is that what's going on here? You smoking that?
No, I think Sean is smoking some of that good Colorado marijuana.
38 years with that one.
Yeah.
I'm doing all right.
Pot is not for everybody. It's
here's my problem with dispensaries for me, and this is just for me. Once I take something from the dispensary and I use it, I am a very, very addicted person, and I know for a fact that I will go down a wrong way.
Well, okay. Now, and that is true, and I do know a lot of people with addicted personalities. I thought I had one, then I learned that I had a different type of personality. But anyway, I've been real fortunate. I'll tell you about it. So what happens is, I've told this to grandkids and kids and people I know who are going to end up smoking. I said, do this. Just buy you some. If you're going to do it, get you some weed. Don't go get crazy. Don't go get wax. Don't go get this. Just get you some weed. Smoke the weed, because what happens is when you get used to a particular high, that's the high you want. A lot of people who just smoke flower don't really want to smoke all the rest of the other shit because it gets them too high. They don't want to be tripping. They just want to be high. Certain edibles will make you trip your balls off. Certain waxes will make you trip your balls off.
Hash.
And a good hash, good. So, I mean, you got to know what your limits are. Now, I imagine you're like me in some ways, Sean. See, alcohol was always a problem for me because I had such a high tolerance to liquor. Yep. So for me to get drunk took a lot of drinking. So I never could learn how, until I was older, how to stop. I would just keep drinking. I didn't get sick from drinking. And twice in all the years I drank, I only got sick 2 times. And one because I was sick from something else. So, and I just had this crazy high tolerance. So what would happen is you get to a point that you get so drunk you don't even really know you're drunk anymore.
Yep.
You just think
you're in there.
And I get obnoxious and all kind of shit, say all kind of shit. I could be rude, crude. I could be really sweet, nice too. But the point is once I learned, okay, Joe, you've had 21 White Russians tonight. That's a fucking enough, asshole. once I could tell myself that, I was fine.
Drive safely, Heidi.
But the problem is most of the people I know with addictive personalities can't figure out how to tell themselves no. I mean, you can say it in your head all day long, but that's not enough. You've got to really, and you kind of have to give yourself a consequence in order to really do it. It's hard. It's not easy for anybody. Cigarettes. Somebody asked me, was the hardest ever thing I ever gave up? It was probably cigarettes. It might have been Coca-Cola, but it was one of the two.
Almost every heroin addict I've ever spoken to said I had a harder time kicking cigarettes than I did heroin, and they almost all of them were cigarettes.
Because cigarettes, not only is cigarettes addictive, but it's designed to be addictive.
Yeah,
it's designed to affect us in the way it does.
Well, it's also they add chemicals for certain, to hit certain receptors and make you addicted.
Okay, Frank. So if you're going to smoke cigarettes, there are cigarettes you can smoke non-filters, but if you got to smoke a filter, don't ever smoke lights because they use carbon filters, or actually use fiber filters. I'm sorry, carbon filters okay. The fiber filters have little particles that get stuck into your throat, can cause cancer.
Newports.
And all the cigarette companies that have a light or an ultralight, they do that. That's what they use. And even the ones with the cone things in the middle, that's still using the same fibers. So if you get an all cotton filter, which are usually only on full flavored cigarettes, those don't affect you like that. It's not the same. It's just cotton. It's not anything that's going to really cause you any problems. The cigarette, and it's not even the tobacco that really gets you. It's the fucking carcinogens from the heat, the flame, it's the ashes, the smoke. What's burning creates some carcinogens. That's what gets in your lung and does the damage. So it's why people like vapes, because that part is taken out. But if you vape like a madman, vapes are just as dangerous as cigarettes are.
Well, you know what? Something about vapes that I have learned through like 5 or 6 doctors, courtesy of my mom. They have not done a study on Juuls, okay? They have not done those studies. And right now, Juul's just pure nicotine. There's nothing else in them. And
well, they can. Now this varies from state to state. So I'm not going to argue with anybody, but most of the states require that you can only go X amount of nicotine, like marijuana. So flower is usually capped off at 30. Okay, now for some reason, concentrates and what's the other one? Adapts, wax. They go,
and the rosins, the oil.
They can go up to 90%. But you know why they can go up to 90%? Because most of that is spread across something. So it's not like you're just taking it and sucking it all 90% down. You're usually putting it onto something else. So it's diluting it, basically. You can smoke it, though. I mean, you can take like a piece of hash or a piece of wax, just take a cigarette lighter, and I have never done that thing. Well, if I'm smoking hash, I'm grinding this shit up and putting it in a bong, and then you're gonna watch me cough until I fall over and hit my head or something.
I like smoking hash either through the bong or through chopped up into a joint. But going back to Sean was talking about the vapes thing. Sort of the problems I've always had with them, whether it's a weed vape or it's a tobacco vape, doesn't matter what the percentage is. And I think most of them, for the tobacco end, it's like I think 12% is like the max you can get. But anyway, that being aside, the problem with them is that some of them. I used to smoke this one, and I forget the name. It was like Mountain Green or Evergreen Mountain or something like that. And you bought the filter, the cartridge you screwed on that looked like it was modeled like a cigarette filter, brown with little white spots on it. You bought a pack of those and you screw them onto the battery, and each one of those filter thingies allegedly held a carton of cigarettes. But they lasted me like a day and a half, and I'm like, how am I smoking the equivalent of nicotine of a full carton in a full day? And so the problem that I had with it, there's no gauge. When you smoke a cigarette, when it goes out, you're done. So there was they didn't program it like 10 puffs is a cigarette or 15 puffs is a cigarette. If they had that kind of a stop in it, so you smoke it for 15 minutes and then it stops, it won't reset for another 20. that would be something I could understand. But you would sit there and you just smoke it until it's empty.
But Jay, okay, now that was false advertising, and I will tell you why. You know, because Juul started that, where one of them little thingies is a pack of cigarettes. Okay, actually, it isn't. It's like half a pack of cigarettes. It's not the full.
Well,
pack
regardless of how much it holds, the fact of the matter is that there is no gauge. You can sit there whether it holds a full pack of cigarettes or a whole carton in one of those, and some of those cylinders can hold a lot more. I mean, some people have those advanced, vape devices with big chambers. They can pour a lot of liquid into it. There still isn't a gauge. There isn't a way to set the vape machine, give me, 25 puffs from now. And, when I hit 25, boom, you turn off for an hour. So it doesn't give you a cigarette. You know what I mean? So you can sit there and continue and smoke it until you empty that chamber, and you smoke the equivalent of 2 cartons of cigarettes. That's kind of the problem I have with it is there's no gauge to tell you how much. They haven't done any studies to tell you how much smoking a full cigarette is equivalent to, puffs off of a vape.
Right. And that's why doctors today, if people go to them and say, yes, I Juul, okay, they really can't say that it's wrong. They can't say it's bad for you. Okay. They can't tell you anything because there are no studies done on the brand that I do. Okay. It's just pure nicotine. But Heidi says, but is it really tobacco in the vapes? No, I don't think so, Heidi. I don't think so.
I think what it is a tincture that they get from the tobacco leaf and make it those oils. This is the same as they do with making the weed vapes. It's just it's an oil, a vegetable oil based thing that's usually boiled on a hot coil and turned into steam, and then you breathe it in.
I'll find out in the heart. Keep talking, Jay, for a minute. I'm going to find out what's actually inside a Juul.
I'll bet you're going to find
sex,
a lot of
drugs, and alcohol, baby.
There might even be some saltpeter. I don't know. They have saltpeter in cigarettes. I don't know if they add it to the vapes.
When? When they do that?
I know, man. We've been
look at next time you see someone has a cigarette, look at the cigarette. If there's gray rings on the paper, that's saltpeter, sodium nitrate.
I have never heard that in my 64 years of
obviously they never put any on any cigarettes I ever smoked. So I'm just saying.
No.
I got gray lines. Lines all over this. Yeah, they do.
Wow. So
yeah,
you
didn't know that? Hey Google, is saltpeter in the manufacturing process for tobacco cigarettes?
Yes, potassium nitrate, commonly known as saltpeter, is sometimes added to cigarette paper during the manufacturing process. It acts as an oxidizer to help the cigarette stay lit even when it isn't being actively smoked.
Smoke burns smooth. I told you.
That's why every once in a while they fizzle like a wick to a firecracker. They sparkle a little sometimes. Saltpeter.
James, there's not enough in there to worry about. Now you have to worry about.
Okay, here is what's in the Juul pods. They contain 5 main ingredients: propylene glycol, glycerol,
oil,
and pharmaceutical grade nicotine.
Yeah.
So what is pharmaceutical grade nicotine?
God only knows.
Yeah.
Is that a J deal or is that a Joe deal there?
Joe's doing that.
Hey, I'm just booing, man. I'm just saying. Boo on MP.
Hey, Carl.
Boody.
Oh, man. I'm telling you what. That's crazy putting saltpeter in a freaking... No wonder I only have one.
Don't worry about it. Peter's not playing with you, Peter. So just don't even worry about it. It's okay. There's not enough in them cigarettes to worry about.
And they never did. And hint, guys who were in boot camp, they never put it in. Never.
Oh no, they did where I was. I was in the scullery. But he had big boxes back there. So
no, not where I was at.
So how they did this. a lot of stuff that the Navy uses, like, you remember the green eggs and ham?
Yep.
So the green eggs are powdered eggs. So for
Yep.
every two things of powder, 1 scoop of saltpeter. Poof, they'd mix it in, they'd put it in the thing, send it up front in these containers. As far as anybody in front knew, there was nothing in it. They did that in every scullery I have seen in any ship or any other way. So it was
Not mine.
until you got into until you were out of school and into regular duty. Because this is something interesting for y'all. So Navy schools, well, not just Navy schools, most military colleges where you have men and women on college. So if you go to a regular college, the amount of sex going on in college is pretty intense. Military schools, it's about a third of that, sometimes even less. And they got the same hormones. So what's going on? Something to think about. Well, it's not because they're scared to get in trouble, because when you're horny, you don't care. No, indeed not. Yeah, sneak in a tank, get a quickie. Hope you don't get caught. Guy comes in the next day. Why does my tank smell like this? What's going on? Why is it all stinky and shit, man? What's going on? Bring a towel, people. Bring a towel. Yeah, like the hitchhiker's guy. Bring a towel with you. What do you think the hitchhiker got all wondering had a towel with you? What do you think a towel is for, people? Oh, y'all some naive fools. What can I say? That was the theme of Writers of the Future this year. The answer to the question. Yes. The answer to the question of everything in the universe. So they built a big computer to ask it the question, and it asked the question. And then when it's finished, the answer was 42.
Hey, did anybody see, did they have that show started yet where it's a remake from Sheldon's show? It's the other dude. They find a machine and they're supposed to change the future or help the future, or whatever it's called. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it. Time travel.
Have you seen it, Jay?
No, I haven't.
I'll tell you what I have seen. I've seen a new Star Trek. It was
What
good.
new Star Trek?
Star Strange New World, season 4, episode 1.
Oh wow!
Came
Look
on
at
Thursday
Jay!
night.
Look at Jay! Look at Jay, Joe! Look at his eyes. He's a smile on his face.
Oh, Jay,
Yeah.
Jay, I'll tell you this. In this episode is one of your and I favorite topics we talk about all the time. And I mean, we just talked about it the other day. It's and I don't want to tell you, I don't want to give it away, but it's not a bad episode, I'll tell you that. It puts it in a different place.
What's the title of that episode?
I don't remember.
Third one in, fourth one in, 1, 2.
No, it's the first episode this year. It just came out, just dropped last night. Brand new episode just came out. I'll tell you this. And it involves time travel.
Oh yeah, okay. So they went back to the 80s.
No.
No.
Yeah, come on. I want to tell you, people. Can I tell y'all? People, I'll tell Joe Clogius. The audience wants to know that.
No, Joe wants to tell you, Jay.
No, I can't tell you. It's actually, you'll enjoy it. It's fun. It has a lot to do with, seriously, topics that we have discussed. And actually, even to one of the topics we talk about a lot, it actually adds an alternative. Still kind of the same way you and I describe it happening, but with a little kind of twist alternative to it.
Oh man, look at Jay's brain, man. It is going. He has.
I enjoyed the episode because
John. No, I'm writing a reply to John Goodwin on Facebook.
Look at that, man. Look at his brain go, dude.
Anyway,
look at his brain.
It's a good episode. It's a lot of fun to watch. I like Strange New Worlds. And the commander, what's her name, gets promoted to commander, which I already thought she was a commander. So apparently, I wasn't paying enough attention. Yeah, the number 1, she gets promoted to commander.
Okay, I'm going to ask this. I'm going to ask you guys this question. When you guys were just watching Star Trek, okay, was it due for the women or just storylines?
Oh, it's for science fiction. Screw the women. You can see them anyway. I'm from New Orleans. Look, seeing boobies ain't even a big deal down here. It was because it challenged your imagination. It made you think of things. And the bad part, or actually the good part, was when you were thinking about all these weird science things and all these strange places and all this stuff that was going on, they used to sneak in little lessons in there that would just settle in the back of your head without you actually thinking about it. If today's people could learn how to do that, they could change society. But today they just try to beat you over the head with some bullshit. Roddenberry had it down. Pat's like the first black and white kiss. They did it in such a way that it didn't offend anybody. Nobody even bitched.
Yeah, it wasn't even actually a kiss. They didn't even actually connect.
Yeah, it was. So it was a lot of firsts he did, and so I got to give him credit. So that kind of stuff I enjoyed it for, and there was a lot of fun. Let's just blow some shit up, And now they're saying that the guy who did all the tricks that was a kid was Q, either Q or from the Continuum. So that's all interesting stuff.
Which kid?
So this episode. Listen. So this happens in two different. So remember Strange New Worlds when the guy is trying to get Spock to get married?
Yeah.
To the girl. So that was an alien. That was the alien. He was a kid, and his dad came and got it. Now it's the same alien that was on Star Trek TOS, the original series. He did the same thing, and the dad came and got it.
That's the same one. Yeah, no, that's Trelane. Yes, they introduced Trelane. That is correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So now they're saying that he was either Q himself or Daddy's Q. But they're saying they're Q. And in Strange New Worlds, they said they're going to the Q's home world, which I didn't know Q had a home world. I thought they lived in a continuum. So I'm a little confused by that. I'm not sure where they go.
Well, they had to start off somewhere.
Well, no, they could have started out in space or energy. They didn't have to start out with flesh and blood. And I've never heard Q ever say he started out as flesh and blood. They look at the universe different than we do. But anyway, it's not even inferred anywhere. And then remember when they go and Janeway goes to their universe, it's not on a planet. It's in some kind of weird thing where they had to make themselves look like the Confederate War so that they could understand it.
Yeah.
Which he said, remember he says, those aren't muskets. They can kill a Q. That musket can't kill a damn Q. That's
yeah.
Oh, man. Anyway, enough about all of that. James, dreams are always interesting. To be frank with you, they're windows into the souls in ways that even we don't quite understand yet. I've always been I was real lucky. I shouldn't say lucky. When I was young, I used to get these horrific nightmares. And I started learning how to program my dreams. First way I did it was I would take a Star Trek episode and just memorize it and play it in my head. And then I realized in the episode, I actually had control of what was going on. This is like at the age 9 or 10. I actually realized I had control of what went on in the dream. Like if something bad happened, I could stop it, or I could come up with a solution for it, which I didn't even know you could do that in your dreams. So that was something right off the bat. So as I got older and realized what I was doing, I started using that for things, problems I wanted to solve, stuff I needed to figure out. James, I don't use it as much now, but I'm also a lot smarter now than I used to be. So I can cheat a little bit. It's that's
the same thing that I was able to do that, and I also used Star Trek theme, but I learned how to control dreams from watching the movie Dreamscape, and I would generally when the dream get out of control, and I would get scared. I could just go like, and then there would be a phaser, and then I could control it, So yeah, that's
for me.
That's
how I used to control my dreams if they were pretty bad is just wake up. I'd just say this isn't right, and I'd wake up, and that'd be it.
Well, you see, sometimes I didn't want to wake up. I would notice myself because you'd be into something, and you like maybe an adventure of some kind. Then all of a sudden, just
it's a cool story,
yeah. and then something like bad happens, but your brain figures out how to stop it or control it, so you just go on from that. But matter of fact, I didn't even train myself. Like if I woke up from one, that I could go back to sleep and start from the point where I woke up.
Oh man, lucky you! I could never do that.
It wasn't easy, Sean. It didn't just happen overnight either. But eventually, I got used to it. Jesse, if I smoke weed, a lot of weed, I don't remember my dreams. If I want to remember dreams, I can't smoke. And if I don't smoke at all, my brain is like insane. The amount of shit that will come out of it in a night. I might as well be awake. It's just not. It's too much. You can control it to an extent, but when you're in your subconscious, if you start controlling your subconscious and you sleep, then you're not really resting.
No.
You can do it. No, it's doable, and I have done it. But you're not. If you do it,
wake
do
up
it
tired.
regularly.
You don't get the sleep you need.
Yeah, because basically what you are is conscious in your subconscious. So best thing to do, and I just like turn it into things. So when something's going crazy or bad, it's popping up in my dreams. If it's just something completely horrible, my brain will snap out, then it'll wake me up. But if not, usually I'll convert it into something that's fun or playful, or maybe meet 7 to 9 in a dark place somewhere.
and get assimilated by her in the alley.
Yeah, have some Romulan ale or something.
Now I've heard Romulan ale is a pretty decent hallucinogen too.
It sounds like it might be. Well, at least for everybody else other than the Romulans, probably.
Right.
They probably got used to it. But then they talk about what's the blue guys. They talk about their liquor the same way.
The Andorians, yeah.
Yeah, Andorian, yeah. So Andorian whiskey, whiskey, I think. Anyway.
Well, the Andorians and the Vulcans share a solar system, and then also, or they have solar systems that are very, very close.
Close, yeah.
Within a light year. And then the Romulans, of course, were the Vulcan species that there was a group that splintered off, and they went and made their own planet called Romulus and Remus. But why would a foreign culture though splinter off from its main government and then?
Well, you know what probably really happened?
Why would it produce a planet based on a Greek theme?
Well, no, I'll tell you what probably really happened. So Remus was found, but Remus is a good ways off. Remus is loaded full of dilithium. So they found Romulus, so they put a colony on Romulus to mine Remus. Now remember, the people who started being stuck on Remus all the time started changing. They started transforming. They were still Romulans, but they were mutated Romulans at best.
Right.
But they were still Romulans or Vulcans. So what happened over
like
time?
Dark elves versus good elves. Yeah.
So whatever happened over time, the Vulcans who were living on Romulan weren't under constraints of living on Vulcan. They didn't have to adhere as tightly to logic and other things, so they became a more relaxed society. Over time, it grew and grew and grew. They had a technology, and eventually it just broke away. Said, "Okay, we're independent now," and that had to be. And think about how long ago it had to be, because Vulcans today really didn't know who the fucking Romulans were. When you first hear about the Romulans, Spock's like, "Who the fuck are they?"
Yeah,
and so it tells you how long ago.
And when they first show the first Romulan, it's Mark Leonard, the actor Mark Leonard, is playing the Romulan captain, and he's got
That's one of my favorite
ears just like Spock. But the amazing thing is that actor later on in that same season would come back as a Vulcan and play
Spock's
Spock.
dead. Yeah. Dead.
He would also later on, even later on after the show had canceled, he was the Romulan captain, not the Romulan, the Klingon captain and the leader of the 3 ships that goes into Vidra and gets destroyed. That's also Mark Leonard.
And then he comes back in
Next Generation
Picard.
again as Tarek. Yeah. Is he in Picard too?
Well, no. I just meant Picard. No, I just meant Picard, the name, not the show.
He comes back in the Next Generation, and they mention him by name in Picard. I'm pretty sure, but then he doesn't make a visual appearance. No.
Yeah, he's dead by then. He died on the.
Oh yeah.
Picard went to Romulus.
Right.
Yeah.
He died while Picard was looking for Spock.
He died.
Sarek died.
Anyway, getting back to the dreams, people.
Sorry, Sean.
Sean's out the fuck up out of here. These assholes and talking about stupid shit.
All right, now I'm back to reality. Now. Yay.
So anyway,
I didn't have a damn clue what you were all talking about.
No, we just geeked out for me.
Hey, if Mars ain't real, then Star Trek is. How about that?
Well, if that's how you feel, then go ahead. That's good. That's right, Joe.
So, Mars. That's interesting. I heard that in some TV show recently.
What's
that? Mars. Anyway,
Mars don't exist.
Mars. We know. You know how we know Mars exists? Because Elon's going to spend $1 trillion to get there. That's how you know. Doesn't matter what any Bible says.
No. I'm going to tell you straight up.
It proves.
Yeah, we're back. No. When the day I see Elon step on Mars, then I will say Mars exists. But I got to wait for Elon.
You already seen Lucy step on Mars. So what's that?
No, I'm talking Elon, man. He's the one that wants to build shit there.
Elon,
I'm telling you,
Elon wants to be there tomorrow.
You see pictures of Mars, man. It's all CGI. It's all CGI.
No, indeed. It didn't even have CGI 20 years ago.
It is.
You do realize we have pictures of Mars going back like 100 years, right?
No, someone took a picture.
Someone
took a picture of the Sahara Desert and put it up there, buddy.
Oh no,
that's all
there's features in these pictures that you're not finding. You know what actually sells it? It ain't even the terrain. It's the fucking sky. And on top of that, you can take the picture of that sky, put it on your computer on Google Stars, and it will map it and show you exactly where that fucking rover is on guess where? Mars. You can't escape it. It's there. It's there.
I'm sorry, man. I gotta wait.
Even the Bible says Mars is there. Why are you hating on Mars?
I'm just saying, when I see Elon Musk step on Mars, then I'll say there is
another
Mars.
one of these guys challenging the creator.
Why has it got to be him? What if it? I mean, there's a robot that's on there now.
Where's the robot? What?
Actually,
on Mars. There's several robots on Mars.
I don't believe you guys.
And it's not little ones either. They're bigger than cars.
You have to show me a picture of this.
They're all over the place.
But it's CGI. It's CGI, dude.
CGI hasn't been around that long. So when you look at the Viking, on Mars, Viking got on Mars was 73. There was no fucking such thing as CGI.
All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, out there in the chat, out there in UPRN world, is Mars really exist? Please tell me, and please give me some evidence that Mars exists.
You got a telescope?
No.
I'll tell you.
I want to waste my money on a telescope.
But you can see Mars.
You see a bunch of stars.
You can see Mars. You can see Mars quite well too. You can make out features. You can make out Olympus Mons. You can see the volcano on Mars. And then you go, well, fuck, man! Look at that big red planet with a big volcano on top of it.
It could be a star.
Actually, what it looks like,
could be a star.
It looks like a pimple that popped. That's what Mars looks like.
There we go, people. For Sean, does Mars exist? Type 1 for yes, 2 for no.
Yay! Ow. I hurt my damn lip. What the hell is that?
Okay, Heidi. So your library rents out telescopes. Go find Mars for me, please. I would appreciate it. Oh, of course, Joe's putting number 1 there.
No, I did it first. I beat him to it.
Shit. Error. Okay. Anyway.
Hey, we can only vote once, and I already did it. So.
No, actually, them people who are born in Pennsylvania, none of them think Mars is real. They're just weird like that.
No, it doesn't exist.
Only one that knew it. Carl Sagan tried to show him.
It's all computer generated. Yeah.
There were no computers.
How do you
That's
know?
the problem. Because there wasn't.
How do you know?
I was alive. I know. I work on computers. I know where they had them when they did. And they didn't have them back then.
Okay, Heidi. Thank you, Heidi, for saying 1. Oh, boy. Jeez.
If you couldn't see Mars, you would have a chance, but you can see Mars. You can see Mars without even a telescope.
Yes, you can. Yeah, let me see what you're gonna.
But you don't even need a telescope. You can see it without a telescope.
Yeah.
Mars is one of the easier planets to find.
It actually has a red tint to it. It's a reddish ball in the sky.
So I wonder.
Here we go. Sean, do you think the moon is real? Of course I do, Heidi. Or any other planets. I sure do.
The moon's hollow, man.
But to me, the moon is there. It's real, but Mars don't exist, Heidi.
That's no moon.
It's a hallucination. Yeah.
It's a hallucination.
It's the dead Death Star. The
remnants. Death Star. Yes.
The Death Star murdered.
And
I'm waiting for the I'm waiting for the Doctor Who episode when it hatches. So
Yeah. And a big giant space lizard comes out and gobbles up the planet as a birth snack.
I
guess it laid another egg. When it left
I thought there was green cheese on the moon.
No, that's some Looney Tunes, man.
There was mustard and blue
Cartoons.
cheese. Yes,
It's
mustard
riddled with
and blue
mold.
cheese. Oh, it's got Swiss too because it is riddled with holes. That's your.
I'm open-minded
Swiss
too,
cheese.
Heidi, but when it comes to Mars, nah, I'm not, man. Nah.
And just to help you even more, we actually possess Martian moon rocks, or Martian planet rocks, I should say. We actually have real rocks from Mars. Matter of fact, one of them made a lot of trouble because they pretty sure they found life in it.
Yeah, so I was going to say we have one with DNA in it, Martian DNA.
Aren't Martians considered aliens?
Well, in a way, yeah, because they live on a different planet, but they're from the same solar system. So how alien are they going to actually be?
Well, they could still be 100% genetically different from us. We don't know. We weren't there. We don't know what was there.
I would imagine if they evolved with any planet with any kind of atmosphere or anything like that, they're going to be some ways like us.
Okay. You know what, Heidi? Heidi says I can see the man in the moon, the little weird face. I see the face too. When it's smiling, I know I'm going to have a good month. If I see that it's not smiling and his face is contorted on that moon, I know it's going to be a shitty month. So there. And you all thought I was crazy.
He is crazy. I agree with you. I would have said that. Whispering.
Tell me you can't see that moon smiling sometimes.
I don't even look at the moon. The moon's not interesting.
Okay, Heidi, this is for you. And whoever wants it, Kara. The animal's the ant.
Oh,
the ant.
Man, it's an Ixen toy.
The ant.
Man. An insect.
That's just for you, Heidi, and everybody.
So when you pull that card, when Jay and I hear that means it's an insect toy.
Uh-oh.
That's what it is. They're fucked up more than any of the species.
They're really
they're all consumed.
I heard they were a bunch of nasty bastards, the ants.
They like to eat people.
Whole and alive.
I'll tell you what, we got some big ass ants here in Pittsburgh. You know that.
What happens if we found a planet full of arachnids or something? Oh no! How would we find?
I would nuke it.
Not
arachnid from orbit. I would immediately.
You're welcome.
Nuke it from orbit. Sorry, no. Planet of spiders. Bye.
Or
no.
Not them spiders. Them nematode things. Oh yeah. Oh, Well, were you here yesterday when I played that Tartarus one?
I don't. We did a show last night. I don't remember.
Yeah. So there's one we did. You know, the tartar. What do they call them? Tardigrades. The little animal thing.
Tardigrades. Yeah, tardigrades.
Yeah. There's nothing that fuckers ain't resistant to. No. And even in high radiation or places where it's unbelievably cold, they'll just pause. They don't die.
They hibernate. Yeah.
No, this is not even a hibernation. It's a pause.
Yeah.
Nothing changes. The metabolism, it just stops. It's like the thing said, okay, we'll just wait until time to move.
It's like
yes.
Yeah, because everybody was saying hibernation. That's what I thought. And then they were like, no, hibernation is different. There's a metabolic change.
The ant centers on hard work, patience, and community. Thank you, Heidi.
Or it stresses on invasion, taking over and eating all the other ants, and taking its women and chopping their heads off and putting their women in its place. Army ants are a motherfucker, man.
Oh man, I do watch the YouTube about army ants, man. They're insane, dude.
There's some colonies of ants that'll strip a carcass of flesh, to bone in hours. Like a whole cow.
Them fire ants will try to put up a fight, but them fucking black ants just tear them up. Eat them up.
Oh yeah. Well, the black ants are also like 3 times their size too, aren't they? They're a lot.
Yeah,
bigger.
well, there's some different size red ants. I didn't realize some of them got big as they get, but.
Well, yeah, in Africa they have ants that are like 2 or 3 inches long, red and black, and they'll fight each other.
Heidi, when I see the ant card, it says maintain the course. Just maintain the course. Trust.
Oh, I thought it mean run because you're about to get stepped on. See how we interpret things differently, people? Yeah. So I'd be like, I seen an ant, I'd say, oh, that means you're in deep shit. You better start fucking running because somebody's going to squash your ass.
Heidi, trust. Oh man, I just had the word, but of course Joe talked and I lost the word. She loves that. There you go. No, don't be sorry, Kara. Please. No, don't be sorry.
Anyway, back to where we were about Mars. So, this will be interesting too. When we start putting telepaths on Mars, keeping telepaths on Earth, it may be a faster way for us to communicate than just sending radio back and forth. Because
well, here's a question: since there are a few satellites around Mars, but there are more around Earth. Would you think the telepaths and the empaths abilities would be less hindered because there's no interference from radio or satellite or any other kind of technologies?
I don't think any technology we have repels thought waves. As far as I know, it can permeate anything on the planet.
Well, you would think though that the aliens, if they're highly telepathic, they would have a way to keep our thought transmissions from escaping our planet.
No, they don't need to do that. No, they don't need to do that. Main reason why is because the wavelength and the amount of power our thought waves give off will dissipate not even far away from our planet. There's not enough power behind it, many consequences. So think about Hitler's broadcast, how powerful it was to be the first one to go interstellar. Our thoughts now, if you take that, and I hate to even get into this, but if you take that and bring that into like a consciousness level, like a lower cosmic consciousness, you might be able to shuffle it to a consciousness, but it's still not going to be the same thing because it's going to pop from one place to the other. Maybe it might come out on the other side. But if you're just sending it via over the airways, basically, so telepathy would probably be way faster. At the very least, I think you could get it over light speed. I really think when you're on Mars and someone on Earth, that's good. I think as long as your brain's touched, I think the contact would be instantaneous. I don't think it'd be in lengths of time. I really think for most, I would say in most solar systems, unless there's some kind of weird gravitational effect we don't know about, which there may be, I think telepathy would go instant. Now going from like here to Proxima's 5 light years away, that may take that second or two, but I think it's going to be a much faster pace than you think of, because when you hear people talk about extraterrestrials coming in sometimes, they realize the ET is coming before they're in the solar system. Now, granted, the Greys and them have really good telepathic abilities and they're really good transmitters, but still, it is showing that humans can pick it up from that far away.
Well, but you got to figure they have to have some sort of near instant type of comms or communications. They have to have that. If you're going to be we don't know what their range is. Are they, going the whole span of the galaxy? Or only are they going the width of the galaxy? Are they only just around like this quadrant, if you will? If you're an important species and you have your spaceships are out exploring the universe and something bad happens, they need a way to contact. Say, oh yeah, hey, come back here. We need your help, or go over here. These guys need your help. There needs to be some way to instantly communicate. What are they using? Telepathy? Are they using a radio, or space radio, or laser radio?
So
quantum radio.
Let's see if we can answer that. We know the Greys use some type of telepathy. Maybe something different than telepathy, but whatever it is,
they don't all use telepathy. They can't. They're not all.
Well, I'm talking about the Greys use telepathy for fast and light travel to communicate between worlds. Their communication is telepathy. They don't have like a technology, not in the way we think. The technology can probably boost it, but it's not a technology. It's still their brain power.
And their entertainment, if they have TV shows, if you will, are probably also broadcast across a telepathic, broadcast.
Yeah, and I would imagine they may have found pockets or waves across the cosmos where telepathy travels nicely. I imagine there's different wavelengths in the cosmos where telepathy may travel comfortably and quickly.
It's an energy, so it must be affected by gravity and magnetics.
So, But there's something, but somehow or another, telepathy is able to exist in multiple dimensions. I think that's why the communication is almost instantaneous in most cases, because it's kind of like contacting that end thing, not just from here, but from different points in reality, and it just all
it's hitting every fabric of the universe at once.
It's interesting stuff, Dean. Can you prove it? No, nobody's. I can tell you this: the Air Force and the Navy can prove that there are telepaths exist. Yes, they use them. There was a program
I
started.
Can prove it too. Yeah.
In 1920, the U.S. Air Force and U.S. Navy went public looking for telepaths. They made a public outcry that one year, 1920. I'm sorry, 2020, 2000. Damn it! They made a public outcry to find telepaths because they retired. Hey, Colleen, they retired Ed Dames, which is Colonel Ed Dames, or Captain Ed Dames. I think it's Colonel. Anyway.
Hi, Colleen.
He was in charge of remote viewing. He was the guy teaching it, but remote viewing is useful, but it's not the kind of useful that's really helping out Air Force generals or Navy admirals. And what I mean by that is, okay, let's say the three of us are going to remote view something. So we're going to get the target, and let's say we want to find a Soviet launch site, or maybe we want to find something else. We'll say Soviet launch site's easy. So we get the target. We start to concentrate. We start searching, and we find the target. So we're looking from the target basically from above at this point. So we can kind of tell you, okay, we found the target and it's in the Minsk region around here. Okay, that's great, and that really helps out a lot. But a telepath don't have to do that. A telepath can just go to the base in its head, walk around in the base until it finds whoever needs it is, whatever general, colonel, whoever's got the numbers, pop right into their head, and every time they look at something or look at the ship or go down, they can read everything. And while they're in their head, they can be sifting through it. So the point is you get the launch codes. Not only do you know where the missile is, now you know how to turn some bitch off. It's not something
if you're good, you could actually have that general launch the missile while you're in his head.
Right now, no. So what Jay's talking about, no, Jay's not talking about telekinesis. Jay's talking about telepathy. By putting the signal into the individual heads. Telekinesis is actually pushing. In other words, using physical force to push a nerve or to stop a blood vessel. That's telekinesis. Telepathy is just the simple power of thought.
Telepathy, you could implant the suggestion, and what we mentioned in the movie earlier, Dreamscape. You could plant several suggestions, any number of different things. What are your launch codes? What's the secret? Combination to your family treasures safe, or you could say pick up that gun and put it to your head and pull the trigger.
You want to know the two easiest times to get into somebody's head is?
Wouldn't telepathy be considered remote viewing?
No.
No.
Telepathics are way more advanced than remote viewers. Remote viewers can. Okay, I'll say it like this. So, remote viewers can see the missile on the launch pad. They can see the whole thing. Telepaths can too, but telepaths can actually know the code to the missile. Remote viewers can't see that. They're not that detailed. They can give you block images. Remote viewers cannot see small details. That's not a remote view.
Remote view is like the wide view, the landscape view, and telepathy is the telephoto where you're like, boom, you're zoomed in. Yeah.
Because a telepath can actually get in the individual's head. That's not something a remote viewer can do.
They can control their actions, their voice, everything. They act as the person. They may even be able to put that person to sleep. They may even not realize that they're conscious and like giving away state secrets.
Yeah, well, most of them are just going to be there as spies. A telepath's going to go to sleep while that person's awake, and they're just going to stay in their head for 24, 48, or how many ever hours that person's awake. And eventually that person will walk in front of missiles. He'll look at paperwork. He'll look at top secret stuff. He'll look at codes. And then you have all of that. And they never know you were there. Unless you decide to make them do something, they don't even know you were there. Remote viewers are detectable. There's a difference. They can be detected. and they just can't see as much detail. And look, I got a lot of good friends that are good remote viewers, and they serve their purpose as well. But it's just the government realized they needed more information, knowing where the missile was when the remote viewer seen it, and knowing if the missile was still there when they launched are two entirely different things. A telepath will be there when it's launched, so he can tell you, "Oh shit, they just launched that missile."
And the premise of the dreamscape was kind of sort of like that, but it was a little different. It was like they would wait for the person whom they wanted to get into their head, wait for them to go to sleep. Then while they were asleep, they would wait and monitor that person sleeping and say, okay, they're getting ready to start a dream. That's when the telepath would enter the mind. And the premise of the project, it's a top secret project in this movie, was to enter the person's dream and then either extract what information was needed, and if not, you kill the person in their dream. And the premise was the old wives' tale: you die in your dream, you die for real in real life. And in the movie, that's what happens. Like, the one assassin goes into a man's dream and, like, I forget what he does, crushes his heart or does something, and then in the dream the man dies, and out in the real world he dies on the medical table where he's being observed. So it was not only to just get information, but also you could assassinate leaders, generals, people of importance, and through that, the CIA would love to have that kind of power, because they can assassinate this general and then insinuate their own general who's like under their payroll into that spot, and then boom, we have excellent intel. That's the
like
whole premise.
it's like really like they call it's like really confusing. But look at how about the movie Scanners? Wouldn't it be the same thing?
Scanners,
killing people.
Scanners is more telekinesis, because they're using physical force. They're using a power sent from the brain. I used to thought it's a different thing. It's like a wave or something.
But they're still using it as a method of assassination to.
Yes, but telekinesis can be used. So that's the thing about telekinesis.
There's no ballistics.
Yeah. Telekinesis can be used in a lot of different ways. The way it'll probably get used the most is Lazinski is on the stage giving a speech, and all of a sudden he goes, and he just lurches over. They do the autopsy. They found out he had a little aneurysm. No bullet, nothing major, no guts flying all over, no disease. It's just a simple little aneurysm. No one's going to question it because that's what it was. A couple of weeks later, Putin on the stage talking, poof, he had a heart. Nothing, no fishy business, no funny business, no nothing. Telekinesis is it's how you know we don't have it, because none of this shit's going on.
Because they'd be doing, yeah, absolutely.
They would be doing
happening all the time.
So when people tell me, "Oh, we got telekinesis," I'll prove to you right now we don't. And I'll tell them, they're like, I said, "Tell me we wouldn't be using it. Fucking come on and try to tell me we wouldn't be using it. We'd be fucking. Putin would have been dead a long time ago. Xi Jinping, he'd be dead. Most of the Communist Party would be dead. Oh yeah, they would be. The Ayatollah would have been dead 20 years ago.
Oh, yeah, you're all 5 levels of your Iranian, regime. Where we are now, with how many we've killed 5 levels of their leadership, that would have happened already.
And then somebody would think it was funny and have like an epidemic of spontaneous combustion with 5 or 6 world leaders. Oh my God, it's an epidemic of spontaneous combustion. Maurice, spontaneous combustion is when the body goes poof at such a temperature that it disintegrates everything.
And almost all of it is gone, but a few things like an arm and a leg or something. Yeah.
Sometimes it'd be like your ankles to your foot might be left there. No, it disintegrates, even the bone. So it's got to be at least 2,000 degrees. Nobody knows what the fuck causes it.
Oh, no one knows what causes spontaneous combustion?
No, I didn't have a fucking clue.
Do you believe it, though, Joe? Do you believe it?
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen several shots of it. From several different. But you know what's funny? Out of about 7 or 8 of the shots I've seen, they were in insane asylums, and then old, crazy looking insane asylums. That's where about 7 or 8 of them was. And then there was a lady whose cam, right as it happened, it was she had it set on when you move, and when she flashed, the camera caught it. So all you see is you see like an image of the woman's face, and then dust, and then her one ankle one from the knee down is there, and then one from the ankle down is there to fix it. Everything else is gone. And it only scorched the thing she was sitting in. It didn't burn it.
Right. Yeah.
Which is very, very weird.
The heat is localized. It's brief. It almost like, you know,
it's like a fucking Klingon
they've been zapped with a phaser or disruptor or Star Trek. Yeah.
It's weird. I mean, guys, you know, I've seen enough of them, and it's not just now. These have been going on for, I think the earliest ones were reported in the 1500s, 1400s. It may have been sooner than that. We might just not know what they were. But things don't always translate well from old world to new world. What about the Europeans? They believe in ghosts and demons and shit. Yeah. Why am I picking on them? Because they were being assholes to us. Look, I'm going to tell you something. One of the things I learned when this World Cup was going on was how much shit the European governments and the European press was talking about. That when their people came here, when 1 million plus people came to our country and were like, what the fuck? Who are these people? And they were stunned. They didn't want to fucking leave. I mean, come on. What the shit they've been saying about us? It comes right down to we saved their asses. Without us, they would be fucking goose stepping. It'd be Zeke Island, whoever the fuck's in charge right now.
Yeah, if we in World War II, if we had only dealt with Japan and taken them out, it's very possible that Hitler would have taken over Europe, and we would have taken over Southeast Asia, and we'd have a different planet right now.
Yeah, we'd have probably kept China. And there was a thing.
Yes.
There was a plan that if I forgot how. Oh, if Germany was able to take England, that the United States, instead of trying to free England, would attack Russia while it was fighting with Germany and take this half of the Soviet Union. So we'd have took all the bottom of Asia and China, and no, we'd left India, and we'd have took that half of that.
India would have already been an ally, so we wouldn't have to do anything. We would have probably, though, taken over control of China. Like, you know, at the end of World War II, when we should have taken over Russia.
We should have took them both, though. We should have took up China and Russia right there, and then merged them into one big happy country and merged them into this big happy country. Because by now, everybody would be kind of well simulated. And meanwhile, we'd have been taking over European countries because they got tired of living in the third world. I mean, after you listen to these people talk, Europe sounds like a fucking third world country. Come on, people. You don't have air conditioners or drive-throughs. You barely even got hot water heaters. Where the fuck are we live? It sounds like third world to me. Fucking Venezuela got more hot water heaters than England does. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean,
Miss, oh my God. If Japan took over Australia, they would have eaten all the Aborigines. That's what was said when I was a kid. Oh my God.
Filet me some Aborigine, baby. No, Aborigine would have been way too greasy. They eat that kangaroo. Yeah,
no, Mars is not real, Mish. It's not.
Yes. Zeke Island, Mars.
Who voted no? Wow, we got a couple of no answers in there now already.
Boo, boo.
It's only one person.
Let me
Sean.
tell you something. So this is what's going to be so weird, y'all. When we all reborn in 100 years, 150 years, and we're coming back to Earth and Mars, Elon's going to be a god. Yes, he's going to be worshipped as a god by then. Because think about what this man's doing. Within 5 years or less, we'll have started establishing the colony on Earth. Next year, he's starting to send robots to Mars. He's going to be landing robots there so they can start building the colony.
He's starting to spread his musk across the universe.
Oh, say.
Boo,
boo. That's a boo. That's a boo.
Man, that's a boo. Man.
Someone had to say it.
Yeah, hit that boo again, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh, one more time. Oh, who is?
Oh, God.
Hey, Jack, hold on. I got my earbud popped out.
What? Hello?
Yeah, I came back. All right. You have to love it. You have to love it. It's Doomsday J, man. So finally, Alexa's back to behaving herself again and calling me Master Joe. I'm like, go back to our good. She's a mess. She is. If she was a real person, I would have already divorced her and said, "You're just the dumbest bitch I've ever met in my entire life." Anyway, getting back to Uncle Musk. So next year he starts in. So this is what's so weird. So just 2 weeks ago, he launched a Starship and a big booster into space. And then all of a sudden, fucking Jay, get that shit. The stuff that you kick your ass for having that thing in her lips, by the way. So Jesus. Jay didn't have a whole brain cell. That's Jay. That's Super Jay.
Oh, is that? Oh my God! Oh Lord!
You've seen that, haven't you?
No.
You haven't seen that? You haven't seen that, Sean? That's me.
That's Super Jay.
Oh my God! No, Michelle's going to have your ass. She's going to ring
been up
your
there
ass.
for months, dude.
Yeah, it's been up there for a while. It's
I know, but she'll have your ass.
Anyway, getting back to Elon. Lord mercy, it's hard to stay on topic around here. So talk. He's going to start putting.
It's the chat. We have no topics.
Yes, when you're on, you do. So he's going to start putting these on next year. What gets me though is just 2 weeks ago he launched a Starship, and he said 13 wasn't going to be for a couple of months, but it launched yesterday. And you know what's funny? I asked Alexa, is there any scheduled SpaceX launches? She said no. I was like, wow. So then I flipped on and went to YouTube, and there it was. I was like, well, what the fuck? So so now he's producing one Starship a month. I think he said he's going to be at almost 1.5 by next month. His goal is to be at 2 a month before the end of the year. So that means he'll be producing 2 Starships a month with 2 boosters. He starts sending shit. But by next year, by February, he said he wants to be up to 4 ships a month, 1 a week. So he's going to start producing 4 ships a month. That means he'll produce 50 ships. So over 10 years, he's going to produce 500 of these fucking things. And they're going to be back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Going to the moon, going to Mars, going to the asteroid belt, probably going out some other places in the solar system. He's already talking about just taking
He's
one.
He's going to start an intergalactic war by doing that.
No, because nobody's going to be able to compete with him. You just shoot him out the fucking air. Look, I'm telling you what's going to...
Here, someone out there.
No, because we ain't going out the solar system for a while. It'll be fucking 100 years before we get out the solar system.
Someone's going to come and mess with him when he starts doing his thing.
What is that, Micah? FTLs, yeah. Well, there's a lot of people working on FTLs. Has anybody cracked faster than light? Not that I know of. Some have come real close.
Tartaria, that is the correct spelling.
No, nobody wants to try to fly a ship near light speed because they know what's going to happen. When it stops, let's just say it flies to the end of our solar system. Fucking 200 years are going to go by.
Yep.
Everybody you know is going to be dead.
Everybody's dead.
Yeah, dead. Not just that. Everybody, if you had kids, your grandkids, your great-grandkids, your great-grandkids, your fucking great-grandkids are going to be dead. So when you finally see him, you'll be like, oh, well, who are you? Who the fuck are you? We don't know you. You're not part of our family, you old. Oh, man.
No, you're that guy that disappeared 2,000 years ago. Yeah.
So if what everybody's talking about is true, the one on the moon is just going to be basically above ground colony. So what they're going to do is they're going to land some starships, and then they're going to have a thing, and they're going to lay them over on their side. And then they're going to connect them together with tubes all over.
Well,
and that's going to be
until they discover the alien space mall inside the moon, and they'll go inside of that and check that place.
Well, I don't know about the space moon, but anyway, that's how they're going to actually start it out at first, and then they're going to start looking for places to put stuff under the ground. Because the sooner we go underground, the easier it's going to be for us. One, we can start getting out of heavy equipment that we have to be toting around because of the radiation and the lack of oxygen. 2, we can seal everything in and have oxygen all over and just keep expanding. I would imagine if those 3 observations of bringing moons, the 3 times they did it, is true, there's a huge cavern in here somewhere. I mean, probably big enough to house the United States easy. It's kind of interesting. You know, something else that's interesting, that cavern they found that's way down deep in Earth, the one that expands from the middle of Africa all the way up to Europe and then across the Atlantic into the United States and down into the Gulf. You could fit all of humanity in there. And it's so deep, that like an impact from the one that killed the dinosaurs wouldn't even affect it. That's just interesting in itself. And they're saying something created it. They don't. They made one guy always calls it a bunch of little worms. I think one guy wants to say it's like the worm from Dune, and it's a lot of people think it was carved out by aliens way back in the day. 65 million years ago, Clara Watt. Yeah, that's when they say the dinosaurs went extinct.
65 million MYA, million years ago.
Unless you read book 42 of Writers of the Future, and then you'll find out that the whole thing was a fake. There was a bunch of tourists coming back from the future going dinosaur hunting, and they finally made the dinosaurs go extinct. So they launched a bunch of nukes into one spot to make it look like there was a mass extinction. The guy, one of the winning stories in Writers of the Future, was a book based on it, which I found interesting.
I like the I don't know if they're from abduction stories or if they're from I don't know, insider whistleblower intel, but the stories are that some of the aliens visiting have whatever their equivalent of video footage is of dinosaur species on our planet before they instigated the Chicxulub explosion.
Oh, it's interesting then.
Yes.
Oh, you seen it? Yeah, we watched Strange New Worlds last night. Yeah. No, I can't say that because Jay ain't seen it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I gotta watch. Now I have to watch it. Then I have to go to work tonight. So now there's another extra hour of me not sleeping. Thanks, Joe.
It's only 40 minutes or some shit. It's
and it's an hour.
Let me bring this up. That's a good segue into what I want to bring up. Okay.
You pregnant again?
No, I'm not pregnant. I am not pregnant again.
You tell these youngins birth control needs to own this.
No. What do you guys think about this?
The aliens, man, that probe will get you.
No, I know. And I'm listening from experience there, Jay.
Uh-oh. I'm not saying that. Mind my own business now. Let's talk.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think of them not having daylight savings time anymore?
All for it. 100% all for it.
Much on board. You know what's funny to me? I can give a fuck which way it went. I just don't want to keep changing times. Okay, we could have less daylight. We could have more daylight.
Goes with it, right?
Doesn't matter to me either fucking way. Just pick one. You know what? In some ways, I'm like, yeah, more daylight. But then you know what? When you think about more daylight, that means we're going to expend more energy. So maybe we should go the other way, where it's more dark, and then we'll save energy on the planet. Yeah, see, people think, y'all, we can hire about energy. And, you know why the planet's burning? Because
extra hour.
Get this. So, you know, it's funny to me. All the places burning, and that have been burning for a while, have been liberal areas. It's like God is saying, burn, burn. Well, Oregon's burning. Yeah, sorry.
We're burning. We got a coal fire underground somewhere.
Yeah, that don't
count. Centralia.
That shit don't count. I've been there 100 years. So you got the big fire in Oregon, and then you've got France and what is it, Spain or Italy? Which one had to evacuate 250,000?
Spain and France, I think, are experiencing fires now. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're burning to the ground. Now the Houthis are blowing up the Saudis. They're burning too, baby.
Yeah. They're also attacking. Yeah, they're attacking things in the what is it? But I can't. It's a Bam El Bar. That's where the Houthis are attacking shipping in the Bam El Bar, the bottom of the Red Sea.
So you know what's going on? Trump's going to force them because he's not going to go get involved in the Suez Canal. He's like, fuck yeah, it's your shit. You go protect it. We're going to protect this. You go over there and protect that. And
yeah, exactly right. He's going to let the Houthis attack something in either the Suez or the bottom one, the Bam El Bar.
Well, the Saudis already started attacking the Houthis. They've already started attacking back.
Well, that's good. But every time that they make a successful strike, whether in the Red Sea or the Gulf of Oman, Trump's going to smash Iran for it. So it doesn't matter what happens out there. But the other countries need to step up, especially in the Red Sea. We're not down there, and we're not coming down there.
But Saudi Arabia aren't they taking care
Right
of
on the
that
Red
area?
Sea. They're right on top of it. Yeah.
All right.
Their
So,
country borders almost the entire lower shore of it.
well, are the Houthis that dumb? Are they really that dumb, Jay?
Yeah, they are.
Iran gives them all that money.
Mother Nature calls.
Iran gives them all that money every year, so they don't want to give up that money. So they're out there. Let's go blow some shit up. Eventually, they'll get taken care of. It just sucks for all of us because it just makes everything so expensive. And none of this should financially affect us because we don't get any oil from Iran, and then we don't get anything out of the fucking Suez Canal. Most of our shit it either comes from China, Europe, or South America. It's the rest of the world have to deal with that. I know Trump wants to get the oil flow and just get our prices back down, but the Houthis, fuck the Houthis. I say go over there and just lay. And that's a problem. They're in Yemen. Yemen's not actually anti-anybody, but the fucking Houthis are. It's like having the Palestinians having the Hezbollah hitting in with the Palestinians, and they got a bunch of Palestinians killed. Because Israel, like, fuck y'all. And Houthi wants to talk about attacking Israel. Israel going to put up with that shit. Israel start bombing them into the fucking Stone Age. You never know.
Real quick about Yemen, though. Yeah, I was away from it, but real quick about Yemen. They may be, not pro one way or the other, but they are allowing the Houthis in their country, and they're not saying anything, which, in my opinion, and in most other countries, that makes you complicit with their crimes. Like, if Joe, you were to help me on my escape after I've murdered Sean, and the police catch you and they know that you helped me escape, you will be charged with the same crime I was. And I think that's what Yemen should have that same problem. They're allowing the Houthis to make war crimes. So, in my opinion, Yemen is just as complicit with that as Iran.
It does make it complicit. And when you heard what Trump told Russia and China, he said, if I catch y'all giving anything to Iran, I'm going to consider it an act of war. And he said, we're going to retaliate appropriately. And she wanted to get all mad, but then she realized, let's not escalate this. Because, they've already lost too much money. Remember, so 6 or 8, about 12 years ago, China was supposed to pass this up in economy. And then here comes this upstart asshole Trump, basically kicks them in the balls. And while they're bent over, kicks them in the ass. And while they're falling, kicks them in the balls again. And took their economy from way up in the air and dropped it to more than half. Now they're trying to come back, and then here comes Trump again. Kicks them right square in the balls again. As they're going there, he knees them in the face. He's like, look, no, it's not going to happen. So, they were forecast to break 20 trillion this year. I think they're going to end up breaking about 18. The U.S. is going to probably somewhere between 34 and 36.
We're going to kill the national debt in 5 years, right?
Yeah, we could if they would let us. Well, I don't know if Trump says if nobody wants to do anything, he's got to do these tariffs this way. He's going to give that money back to the people. He's going to give it to the paying down the national debt, and the people should get a bonus every year. Like Alaska does, it gives its citizens. Alaska gives them
$5,000 cash if you live there. Yeah.
Well, so Alaska gets a yearly and monthly siphon from Alaska. It actually depends where you are in Alaska, but all of them get the yearly.
It's to pay for all the environmental hazards that are allowed to occur.
It's their share of the mineral oil wealth in the country. So in Alaska, if you live in Alaska, they give you a percentage of what the oil companies and mineral companies make. There's a million people in Alaska, so
it is also the most environmentally hazardous state in the United States, so it's also part of that. So whether it's environmental from the oil and gas production, or whether it's from wildlife,
well, they haven't even got their money from. Remember when Exxon, the Maldives was what it was?
Oh, the Maldives, the Exxon Valdez explosion, the big tanker.
It's they still haven't all got their money from that yet. Actually, Jamie, what's weird is when they had the big oil spill in the Gulf from the rig, I could have probably got money out of it because we were working press. We were in a lot of spots recording. If you go on Facebook and scroll down for 2 years, 3 years, whatever it is. There's hours and hours of us who were out there recording all kind of stuff, set up rescue places, resource places, cleanups on the beach, cleanups along the water. There's places we'd stop in the bayou and you'd see just oil, and you'd come back the next day coming through going home, and they would have these little coons out there wrangling up the oil off the plants and stuff. Cleanup crews all over the place, cleaning ducks, cleaning beaver, cleaning all kind of animals. Yeah, they were trapping animals all over just to get them clean.
Well, hey, the Democrats have picked a new Senate candidate in Maine after the Plattner debacle. Who do they pick?
It's hot,
Oh,
Kara.
they want money on this one. Damn it. Can't tell you. They want money. I can't even read the article.
Yeah, tell them drop block people, drop block.
Yeah, I just closed it.
Jimmy, dream weaving is the ability. The dream weaving is basically while you're asleep. It's to build the ability to enter someone else's dreams. So you're weaving your dreams in with theirs. So there's a lot of things when it comes to this. I used to teach this course a long time ago, and I still do an advanced course once a year for a college. But it's just the ability to be able to enter someone else. Said this was discovered by a couple by accident that slept together, and they started sharing each other's dreams. And it was just a weird thing. Well, when they understood that it was a thing, and they went and talked to psychologists, now it became a thing that you can learn. Well, you have to be, telepathic, but still, it is something you can learn to do. It allows you to go in other people's heads, uninvited if you want to, and not just sit there. You can move around, you can open and close doors. You can actually, when you get in their head, you can actually take their landscape, whatever you're seeing, and convert it into something you want to see, like a hallway with doors, with a description of the door. You can do things like that. And the more you learn, the more advanced it is, and the more things you can see and do. What's interesting about that, because you're entering a person's brain that way, their brain don't register you as intrusive. It registers you as part of their brain, as part of whatever they're dreaming or seeing. It registers you as such, which means you can move around freely and even alter and change things inside their dreams. It's a dangerous little thing if you're really a vindictive kind of person, but as far as helping you to understand an individual, it can change your opinion of a person in an hour. In any way. It just depends what you're looking for. It's but I learned to use it because I wanted to find contactees who were, suppressed. That there was something else there that hypnosis wasn't enough to bring out. Dreamweaving worked great. Let you right in every time. The only problem with that is sometimes it wasn't contact, sometimes it was something else. There's a lot of bad things that happen to people. And running into one in somebody's brain is like experiencing it yourself. It's very unnerving, I guess I'll say. But no, Dean, the best way to do it is find somebody you trust or somebody you like and say, hey, look, I'm going to go to bed at a certain time. I'll be thinking about this all night. And they say, oh, I'm going to go to bed at a certain time. I'll be thinking about this all night. So somewhere in the course of the night, y'all are both thinking about whatever you're thinking about. After a while, it may take a little while, but after a while, if you both telepath, your brains will find each other. And you'll start to be able to start sharing that. Or sometimes you're going to a door that's locked or blocked because a person may be hiding or sheltering something they don't want you to see. A lot of times they don't even really know that's you that's there. They just experience. Now, you can leave the essence of yourself behind if you want to. Like, how can I say this? It's like leaving, like you walk through somebody and now they can smell you. Like if they smell their clothes, they would smell like you. I don't know how to explain it. It's the same sensation. Yeah, you can leave like it's like letting your soul pass through theirs as you're leaving, and it's just like they can feel who you are all the way through to you. it's experiences that it's hard to put them into words because it's sharing stuff on a level that we're not really understanding yet. I mean, we have an idea. Anybody who's experienced a telepathic moment or empathic moment has an idea, but still, there's so much more there to learn. And the only time I ever thought I could even do telekinesis was I got mad one day and a door slammed. But, you know, it could have been wind as far as I know. You know, I live in a windy place. It's the core of who you are. Who, me, James? No, I'm a coward. What are you talking about? Oh, hell, I'd run like a banshee. So I'll tell you a secret, Glenn. I was always taught as a young man not to fight. Try to turn the other cheek. Try not to get into a fight.
Yep. So I was taught.
And I caught flack a lot of times because I just didn't want to fight people. But then, every now and then, some fucker would push me to the point where they found out why I didn't want to fight. Because for the same reason when I used to drink, I had control issues. When I started beating the living shit out of it, I still got the same control issues. So it was best just to leave me alone. Michael, there's always somebody bigger. Don't mean they're going to steal. Well, you know, they're big and bad until Martha comes out and then they're dead. Oh, shit, yeah. Oh, sorry. What was that you were saying? Oh, that's what you did. You can't say anything, asshole. That's why you didn't cheat from today.
All rugged up with my fire gun. Yeah, I know. I'm sweating my you-know-what's off up here. Yep.
Man, we got to figure something out for you, man, because August is our hottest month. I don't know how it is up for y'all. Y'all might be getting cool in August, but August is like a nightmare down here.
It comes and goes.
So,
it comes
James,
and goes.
Like I was saying, find somebody that you know what? This is a good exercise. If you really want to learn dream weaving, here's an exercise I used to teach in the beginning. It's a very simple exercise. It's not simple to do, but it's a simple exercise. Get you 2 tapered candles about 12 to 16 inches tall. Put them in front of you, light them both so you know they get the nice tall flames on them flickering, and put them like this, about this far apart, about an inch, so that if the wind pushes them, the flames don't mix. So your goal is to make those 2 flames twist together. No blowing on them, cheaters, whoever sent me that. No, you can't go, it's cheap. No, it can be done. I've done it. I've seen it done by other people. Flames actually are easier to control than I thought they were. No, I wouldn't try to control the fucking forest fire. Not Jesus, people. No,
if you can do that, you're on that storm level ability.
Yeah, no. So, but anyway, this is an exercise. I've actually done this online. There's a video of me online doing this. But there's no reason to do it because everybody's gonna say, "Oh, you cheat, just windy or something." So but it's still there.
How do you do that, Miss?
You just put the 2 candles there, light them on fire, and start to concentrate. If you have any true telepathic abilities, and this is kind of like a light. It's not telepathy like that. It's almost a form of telekinesis. It's telepathy, but with a little push to it. Well, it tells you there's something in the fire that your telepathy interacts with because it makes the flames twist together. Couldn't tell you what it was.
Probably, I would say because fire is ionization, and ionization is part of electricity in a way. So I would say it has to do something with the electrical, with the ions you're interacting with.
No, I've done a lot. Well, I don't do as many control exercises as I do when I was young because I got a lot of other different kind of work I do now. But it's an easy exercise, and once you know what's nice about this exercise is once you perfect it and you see yourself do it more than once, you realize that you actually do have real abilities. You're not guessing anything. You're like, oh fuck, I can do that. That's real. That takes real telepathy to do that. That's not something you can just wish for. Well, no, you learn how to do that. I'll teach you some better ones. Learn how to do that first. I'll teach you I'll teach you something if you get permission from the person you do it from. That would change both of your lives.
Mish wants to know, have you done it, Joe?
Many times, Mish. I've done it on camera many times. I've done it at lectures. Matter of fact, this is funny as hell. You're going to love this. I'm in Washington, D.C. Third time I'm lecturing at Washington Press Club. I'm on stage giving a lecture about military abductions. So this lady out of fucking blue asked me about this. She said, I've heard you, Mr. Montalvo, talk about this, blah, 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 blah. She said, I don't believe you. So she walks up to the stage with two 18-inch tapered candles and two little stands and sets them on the podium in front of them and says, I want to see you do it. I said, oh, that's asking a lot. I mean, we're in an open studio with a lot of shit going on, a lot of people around. It's like 240 people watching. I said, I don't know. I said, but you know what? I really never turned down a challenge. I said, fuck it. I sat down, I took the mic, sat on the floor, set the things on, lit the candles, and started talking to the audience. Started getting really monotone. My voice was just going down into this really deep monotone voice. And as I'm talking, I'm really starting to relax, and I start just letting my eyes flutter and talking. And when I open my eyes back up, then fucking twisting and turning. Everybody in the fucking place stood up and was clapping. This woman just was like, you just changed my life. I was like, and the thing to me is it's not anything special. It is just an ability that you can use. Somewhere along the line, and I don't know exactly when it happened, but you know, I learned a lot about magic when I was young and got into a lot of things I shouldn't have and studied a lot of things I shouldn't have. But somewhere I realized that when we do witchcraft or magic or any of those things, we're just using things to help us to use our natural abilities that we already have. Well, contact makes you realize that fuck magic, you don't need it. Because you already have those abilities. They're born into you. They're your abilities to use.
They're just turned off.
You don't need all these wands and stuff to use. Those are crutches. Those are things that help you to reinforce in your head that you have this ability. But once you understand that you fucking have it, you don't need it. I remember when I gave up reading tarot and just started reading people. My accuracy went up, and I was pretty accurate reading tarot, but my accuracy went up almost to 90, 92, 93%. It was scary. It still is, because people still today are telling me about shit I told them 20 years ago. Just recently, one of my stepkids called me and said, you know, I remember. I said, well, I told you ahead of time. Because for some reason, without the cards, I was able to move to the next layer, the next step. It just was clear. And I love my tarot cards. I've got some cards that have done some very nasty stuff over the years. My cat cards, we used to charge a lot of money to read with the cat cards because first off, they only show you bad shit. They're not going to ever tell you. If it tells you something good, it's going to be like earth-shattering change in your life that's unbelievably, phenomenally great that you never could imagine. Because generally, they only read to the dark side. Those cat cards were used for many spells over the years, many enchantments, many all kinds of stuff. And then I have an Alice Prala deck. It's the same age. Both decks were given to me. And that deck, when you read that deck, it reads very light. It reads very nice, very sweet, a lot of good stuff in it. So we used the two decks and the layout, which is a 1-year layout, plus a 6 months past to do a much more accurate reading. So when I said if I was to throw cards for somebody, when you would look at it, there would be 4 cards in the center of the thing. And there would be 3 above it, 3 over to the left, 3 below it, 3 to the right, and then it'd be 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, and 4. It's a much different layout. It's much more in detail because there's 2 things in this reading that makes it more valuable than any reading you'll ever get. The 4 cards in the center represent the right now. If those 4 cards don't match your life, don't even bother reading any further. It's a waste of time. Now, if those 4 cards do match your life, then there's a 6-month past somewhere of shit that's happened in your past. If that's right, and those 4 first cards were right, then more than likely the reading you're going to get is going to be bang the fuck on. So we designed it that way so that we could give a much more accurate reading. And I didn't design it by myself, John. No, buddy. There was a bunch of us. I was reading at the bottom of the teacup at the time. This is like a 200-year-old carved teacup reading place in the French Quarter. And then I was also reading for, I'm sure I can't remember their name, the Golden. Damn it. Anyway, I was reading for them. Yeah, it's a big group. It's and we decided that we needed something besides the Celtic cross or the Egyptian pyramid and any of that crap. We needed something that was just more accurate, and this is way the hell more accurate. It gives you just a much better understanding. And once you know, and what's nice for the reader is, or the person being read, is once you see those 4 center cards and you're like, wow, that does describe my life right now. And then the reader reads back those 4 or 6 months and you're like, no shit, that's all happened to me. You know, you can feel confident. You can feel relaxed in the reading that's coming. It worked really well. How much did I use to charge? You don't want to know. So I'll tell you a secret. If you really want to know the truth, if you were very wealthy, the reading would cost you $1 to $5 grand. If you were very poor, the reading would cost you $0. If you were somewhere in between, it would be anywhere from $50 to $100. Yeah, charge what the crowd can take. Well, no, because you get people that would come in, you could see there was no way they could afford a reading. And they were really wanting to understand what was going on in their life. So, sometimes I would say, let's go back here. Bring your friend, let's go sit down in the back. And I'll read the cards for you. Oh, yeah, the people who owned the place got really mad at me when they did. You know how much money you just fucking gave away? I was like, what? Yeah, I left shortly after that kind of happened. What do you mean? You mean the dark arts? So after my dad died, I spent, as I was going into service, I spent some time with a devil worship group. Yeah, about 2 years. And they were idiots. That's what made me leave. They wasn't even devil worship part. They were idiots. So they decided they would go out and have a woods and have a covenant and kill a goat and have a fire and stuff, right? Motherfuckers like to set the whole forest on fire. I was laughing. I couldn't stop laughing. After that, I had to leave. I was like, I could. Besides, I was getting ready to go to Navy in 17. I was like, I gotta go. It was just too fun. Oh no, they were serious devil worshippers. Oh yeah, they read the Bible backwards and everything. They were serious. They had some serious dark spells going on. I'm not sure they didn't call up some shit once in a while, but it just wasn't me. And I studied with Gavin Yvonne, which was just basically Wiccan. And Linda really liked Gavin, and she studied with him for a long time. And I started getting into Crowley's work and learned about sex magic, and, a couple other types of magic I got involved with. I was like the Bruce Lee of magic. Yeah. I just like to see a lot of it. And then I stumbled across also Alistair Crowley's great. Across Marie Laveau's great grandson or great great grandson, and we got to know each other. We used to hang out and talk and go do some magic. A couple of places I used to go, and we were at a vampire party, and he introduced me to Alistair Crowley's great great grandson, which they were both friends. Which was like, wow, wait, what the fuck? Who am I hanging out with? So I'm sitting here thinking I'm hanging out with Alistair Crowley and Maria Laveau's kin at a vampire ball in New Orleans. How fucking cool is this, man? I mean, come on. It's I learned a lot from both of them. They learned a lot from me. And every now and then I get a weird email or something from one of them. They're a little older than I am, so I'll get one like, we're still around, man. I'll let you know when we cross to the other side. Both of them said when they cross over, they're coming to tell me hi. I'm like, no, just leave me alone. I don't want to know. I'm like, just leave me alone, man. Oh, no. G.D. Ray. Because hauntings are weird. So a lot of hauntings are just simply just a flashback or a replay, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Maybe 1 second, maybe 5 seconds, maybe 10 minutes. but it's not anything that's real. I mean, it's real, but it's not real because it doesn't do anything but that it repeats itself. Now, real hauntings is going to be some kind of interaction. Actually, you know, when you're in a real haunting, when you hear it say Sean, Sean, we're on Mars, Sean.
That has happened. That has happened, Joe.
I'm just saying that's how we know. So
that's happened.
One of these 2 days, I'm gonna get these two assholes along with a couple other assholes, and we're gonna go to DC. Well, we're gonna go to Gettysburg, and we're gonna stake the place out.
Yep.
So for every night that ghosts don't appear, somebody's got to get naked and dance with feathers on until something appears.
I've done that before, so I don't know.
So I'd say you're gonna volunteer first.
I have no problem.
What's that, dude? What are you talking about? Have I danced naked? Yeah, I have. I think most people have. Oh, I've done. What's his name? Where you slide down in your socks? You know the guy from Top Gun, risky business guy.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, Tom Cruise. Well, you know he slides down his thing in his shorts and his socks, and he's all sexy. Tom Cruise wish he looked like me. I wish I had his. He wish he looked like me. You know, old raggedy egg, skanky, old bony ass bastard. He's like 5'7" or 5'6". Fucking Fiona's taller than he is. Actually, I should pick because 5'9" is that. So this is what's so funny in today's world. Total topic change for a minute. So women always tell you they want a guy who makes $250,000 a year, is at least 6 foot or 6'1". Well, that's got to be tough for them because first off, a lot of guys don't make that kind of money, and secondly, oh man, the average height for men in the United States is 5'9". Yes, 5'9". I think pretty much flat for the whole fucking world. Actually, it's a good ways off of 6 foot. 3 inches, yeah, it's 4 inches for 6'1". So I guess you had to move to Africa. I guess I don't know. Not South America. They're shorter in South America. What are you talking about? You're either gonna have to go to Africa or one of the Scandinavian countries, or come to Mississippi. They got tall ass motherfuckers in Mississippi. I don't know what's with that shit. If you go to Louisiana, everybody's short, especially the girls. But if you come to Mississippi, you put girls around here 6 foot, 6'1", 6'2".
They're like that in Texas, brother.
Texas is mixed. Texas got a lot of shorties too, because they're right there on the border with Louisiana. So when you get like Houston, they just Louisiana girls. It's get to Dallas, a little different. They're starting to stretch out to no country lady. What do you mean you haven't danced? I've seen you dance naked before. What are you talking about? Yeah, back in the day, man, when we were on Pal Talk at the cameras on, I seen you swinging in big things around like to knock somebody's eyeball. Jack, I've been on Colleen for, I'm not even going to say, it's embarrassing to both of us. It's a long time, is all I'm going to say. A long time, yes. You don't want to know what gets in my dreams, bro. Trust me.
I like that one, Colleen.
You don't even want to go what goes in my dreams. Oh God.
In your dreams.
So a question for y'all. So if you were like a humanoid species on Mars and you evolved there, would you be taller than us or shorter than us?
I would think taller and skinnier, lesser gravity.
Maybe so. Could be right. I'm kind of with Jay on this. I think you'd be taller. Well, we're squattier because we live in 1G. I think if we were 2G, we'd be like 6G. We'd be like little potato head walking around. Maybe not. We might still be. We might just be taller and thicker and heavier.
Well, but if you also compare us to the species we evolved from, we're literally twice as tall as them. And if you imagine us being evolved from the Anunnaki, we're half as tall as them. So it's weird.
Oh,
we're
that's
half
the
as
other
tall as the
thing.
creatures before us, and they're twice as tall as us the ones who made us. It's a weird conundrum.
I don't know why to keep wanting. It's like 3 names they use, which are the same race. But they are the Nordax, the Anunnaki, and I forgot the other. They're all the same fucking race. They're all human aliens, and they always want to turn it into something different. Oh, they're a separate race. Oh, on a side note, completely. So I was telling my daughter about the sunken city off the coast of Louisiana today. So,
yeah.
So they found what looks to be our lonely reptilian friend with his little bag and his little skirt from Mesopotamia. And the pillar it's on looks like a fucking pillar that came right out of that Babylonian Mesopotamian era. The fat center with the bells on the top and the bottom, the round bell.
Well, you got to throw those pictures up if you got them.
I have to go look for this. It'd be like work. But they're not on this computer anyway. On the front computer. I was trying to get her interested in something. But no, they were on. Actually, wait. No. Where were they? I think they're on YouTube. Actually, hold on. Give me a second thing. I think it was YouTube. Damn, let me think if I remember. What was I searching? I'm trying to think of how I typed in. I typed in Louisiana sunken city, similar matches maybe, and I typed in I think Mesopotamian somewhere else, and that's what came up. Why get on the computer? It's saved on the other computer. It's up front. It's just in the front computer because we were watching.
I just put an underwater ancient city found near Louisiana, and I got Lost City of Crescentis. It's a Facebook post.
What is that supposed to be?
I don't know. I'm just looking at it.
Oh, you know what? Where is the article? Oh, the article we had from the other day is still on the Facebook page. How long did they leave that shit up for now?
Oh, I don't know.
I know they take a lot of it down now. You mean dancing naked in the moonlight? I've done that a few times. I've been naked on beaches. Yes. I've been naked on an airplane. Yes. I've had sex on an airplane. Yes. What else you want to know? You put in every place where I had sex. No, I don't think that's classified, my friend. Just because I have to give things the way that I can. So. I was in the Navy when I joined the 35,000 feet club. Mile High Club, as they like to call it. I was 18 years old, had no stripes on my sleeve, and some little E4 petty officer decided she wanted to lick the paint off my ears. What can I say? Because 18, like I was going to say, no, she was hot. Get out of here. I was not going to ask her. Plus, we got to do it in the airplane. Give me a break. Oh, no. Mike Reed was telling me about a lunar city putting the Musk Foundation down near that big cave they found, and then building it around the cave and using that area to go down in to Mars. But what they need to do first, they just need to drop off a little mini lander there with a couple of robots and let them go explore inside to see what it is. China's been launching rockets pretty good lately, yeah. Well, because China's a whole country, and they've got a $20 trillion economy. Elon's only got a $1 trillion economy. Of course, he ain't got to feed everybody either. So. Well, he's also got a $36 trillion economy backing him up. Yeah. What about Canada? What about it? Somewhere along the line, we've got to become a united planet. We're going to survive and really be serious about going into the future and moving out into the universe. We got to unite our planet. And right now, it's fractured at best. You got the Muslim coalition, which is about 50 out of the 200 countries. You've got the Muslim, you've got the socialist communists, which is about 20 countries. And then you got all the rest of us going. If all the rest of us could just get together, 130, 140 of us just hold tight, the rest of the world would fall in place. Well, yeah, just stop buying stuff from China, they're bankrupt. It's easy to control China. They can't survive without the world. No, they don't want doomsday. They want to be rich, stinky Americans is what they want to be, just with more control.
On that Facebook post, it says that the formations, this underground city, is near the Chandelier Islands.
Well, I've been to Chandelier Islands many times. I've caught redfish down there like this.
Wow. Well, it's what this guy's saying. It claims of a 12,000-year-old city off the coast of Louisiana near the Chandelier Islands. The retired architect George Gillet, I don't know how to pronounce his name, says that sonar imaging reveals buildings, things resembling buildings, and even possibly a pyramid underneath the sediment. So cool.
Yeah, they got. I've only seen 5 pictures from it. The 2 we had that night, or the 3 we had that night from an article we did, and the 2 that I've seen from the article today. And that was in the video.
Hey, Colleen got a question for you, Joe.
What's up, CC?
Have you heard Elon is a time traveler? ?
He could be a time traveler. I wouldn't rule it out because one of the things I've always said about Elon, ever since I heard him talk about Mars, this is 20 years ago, when he bought PayPal, I knew right then and there everything this man was going to do was to go home. It's the sense I got from him, was to go home. Meaning that Mars is home, not Earth. So whether he's a time traveler or not, maybe he knows our original ancestry is from Mars and not from Earth. So Jay and I have talked about this many times in this show about there being Venus was probably a planet at one time, Mars was definitely one, Earth is definitely one, and there was probably a 5th planet that was not Jupiter, it was something else. Recently, it was brought to my attention though, because Jay and I always talk about it because it'd be about 5 times the size of Earth. But recently it was brought to my attention that maybe it was Earth or Mars size and there was still debris from the original collecting of the solar system, and the planet was there as well. Because somebody had said if it shifted or was destroyed, it would probably cause both Mars and Earth to move further out to cool off some. Interesting. We'll see. Anyway it goes, I don't care what anybody says, there was a planet there. Whether it was the whole asteroid field or a piece of the asteroid field, it doesn't matter. There was a planet there. We know that from some of the minerals that have been found. It was compressed. It can only happen like inside of a volcano or inside of a forming planet.
It has to have formed at least gravity and an atmosphere for some of these things to.
Weirdness is on Mercury. Yeah, they have frozen water ice on Mercury inside the craters all over the place, matter of fact. Of course, if you live on the equator of Mercury, it might be all right. If you go on one side, you get crystallized. If you go on the other side, you turn into a popsicle. But they also think there may be helium-3 along with some other mineral there that's made by the sun.
Yeah. Vitamin D in its powder form.
Concentrated crack powder form.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey guys, I gotta go. All right, I need to go to the air conditioner.
Okay? Yeah, you dying. You get out of here, man.
All right, I'll see you guys later.
Y'all should buy Sean one of them little baby ACs for the office.
Yeah.
Send him one of them little ones.
Yeah, he said his whats were melting off, but he kept using he had the fan up here.
Yeah, well, it's hot outside, and them Yankees ain't used to that heat. I'm watching these Brits, man. They're like, what the fuck is this? How y'all live with this shit?
I don't know how he got so hot up there. He's at 3 hours west and probably an hour north of me, so he should be a little bit cooler. We only got it to around 85 degrees today. It wasn't that hot.
Yeah, but he's in the attic. That's why.
Yeah.
All the heat from the house is gathering in the attic. Yeah. Today here it was feels like it was about 104. Yeah. Means it was probably around 91, 92. We've been having last couple of summers down here have been milder, which I'm happy for, and the winters have been colder, which I'm also happy for. I like colder winters. Shit, we had a foot and a half of snow last year, people. I've been down here all my life, and it ain't never snowed no fucking foot and a half. I mean, it was actually real snow. There was a place I could step in. It was up to my knee. I was like, look at this.
Yeah, we hardly got any that year.
Well, it's because, you know, one of the things I used to bitch about when Al Gore was up there, it's climate warming. It wasn't global warming. I kept saying that. It's climate change. Because it's not, the planet's not super warm. They've proved that. It hasn't had that much of a significant change in temperature. But it's moving around. Places that weren't hot are now hot, but places that were hot are actually cooling off. Think about it, people. It's burning up north and cooling down south. What the fuck? Texas is never going to be cool. Texas is, no, I mean cool like in temperature wise. Yeah. But Earth's not your mother, miss. Shame on you. You better watch it, because your real mother's gonna get upset when you finally have to go home.
Right.
Yeah,
What if you found out Mars was our mother planet?
That's right. We know where your biological clock set to and where your temperature variant is set to, and it's set to Mars, not to Earth. Yeah, and just Mother Earth wants us to get the fuck off her back and leave her the fuck alone. She's like, go back to your own planet, people. You just gonna fuck this one up like you did that one.
And take your water with you.
Yeah.
Because we brought the Mars oceans with us.
Yeah. Well, at least one of them for sure. Well, actually, there may be, anyway, probably a piece of one of Mars and whatever that planet was that blew up. Those two might have merged, and we might have got the merger with that ocean. Because there is a lot of water on this fucking planet.
Yeah.
Well, so in the day, they think Mars would have been, I think it's 5 foot. The entire planet could have been covered in 5 foot of water. But it doesn't mean it was. It means if you took all the water, like if you took all the water on Earth and leveled out the ground underneath, we would be under about 20 foot of water every planet. It's just because of the depths of the ocean that keep us from drowning. Yeah, that's where all that water is. It's 7 and 8 miles deep. Come on, think about if that was. It's a lot of water.
In the ocean as we put planes in the air. Think about that.
Yeah, one of the shows we did the other day. So the last time, so they said like the coast, it's the one in Cuba, it's in 2,000 feet of water. The last time it was that shallow, it was a fucking long time ago. Probably before the Ice Age. So you got to kind of wonder what's going on. I'm thinking the Ice Age intruded from the top and bottom of the planet, and eventually, as it pushed upward and outward and sidewards, it just created a big open area in the center of the the coastal areas along the Pacific and Arctic oceans and the Atlantic Ocean. And it allowed us to move around, but only within the performance. And I bet you that the oceans were shallow. Because, I mean, these cities are, all these cities, I think the deepest one found so far is like 2,500 feet. But that just tells us we don't know how many more out there in deeper places than that.
Well, yeah, we did. We kind of did the math the other night. If it was like a 2,100 feet, or was it meters? I forget which. I think it was feet. We've lost 2,100 feet of coastline all the way around the globe, which means that, there's probably, what would that equate to globally? A couple of miles worth of land or were put underwater that shouldn't be. A couple of miles globally of land that shouldn't be underwater that are now shouldn't be.
Yeah, it's insane. Well, see, no. The reason we bring this up is, okay, originally, when they tell you about the Ice Age and where the ice was, okay. So when these cities were underwater, we're talking 50, 30, 40, 50. They always say 10 or 15, but when you do the water depth, it was actually further back. So regardless, at one point, the planet was just shallow. So it was already shallower than the ice age started. So it really drew out the water. It left a lot of places probably high and dry all around the world. But even when all that melted and the stuff coming in over those thousands of years, we're still not going to bring it up another 2,000 feet, maybe 100 feet. So something somewhere along the line added the Great Flood. Whatever it was, it went from a little water to over a short period of time, maybe a couple of years, it rose 1,000 feet, 2,000 feet. So it sounds like one of those oceans we're talking about merged with our planet.
It has to be, because if you think about, water displacement, you take a glass and you fill it almost all the way up with ice, and that ice melts. It's not going to overflow. So the Great Flood can't have been, even if like a laser came by and like instantaneously boiled the ice caps and turned it into water, there wouldn't be enough of a flood to cover the whole earth. So whatever hit the earth was enough to displace the water that's on here and crash over natural earth barriers like cliffs at the shore.
More than likely when it hit us, or when we did it, it was like, if you ever see bubble water in space, and you take two bubbles together, they kind of push and they pull apart and they pop into each other. So that's what happened.
Yeah, it was like a jellyfish.
It first hit us, and then the water kind of indented around the planet, and then parts of it grabbed, but then it started pushing back out. So when it did, it pulled like a plunger, it pulled this water up. As it came back down, it just forced all that water, it just pulled up outward. And then it came in behind it, filling in and pushing more water behind that. So yes, not only did the water rise fast, because they tell you there's a couple of mountains, and one in the United States included, where you can find fish bones at 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 feet from where we are today.
Deep sea creatures way up high the bones shouldn't be up there. Yeah. Same in the Andes, same in Bolivia and the Tiwanaku Plano up there. They call it the Altiplano. There's several places like that across. Everest has it. So whatever caused the flood was enough to, I estimate, doubled the size of the Earth's water table, but at the same time kicked up sediment from so far below that we'd have never found those. We'd have never found those fossils if they hadn't been blown up onto the top of these mountains.
Well, at first that's what they thought, Jim. They thought that these mountains rose up from the bottom of the oceans, but that's not what they actually found. What they found was on these mountains there was a section that had the stuff below and above it. So it was wherever the water sat for that period of time, and then it went away. So then there wasn't. There wasn't a bunch of sediment on the ground. No, you can tell when it pushes up because it would have been scattered down the mountain as it was being pushed upward. And that's not what they found. They found it intact. Take it for what it is. Does it mean anything? It just means that it was dinosaurs. Yes, that is. That is one of the things. Yeah. I've been to the La Brea Tar Pits. I haven't been in a while. They wanted me to go with them the year before last when I was out there. Okay, some dinosaurs with stupid fell at tar pits. Well, if we were still ancient, they would be out there scooping that shit up and using it to light your house and stuff.
Yes, that's the stuff they make gasoline from.
Yeah, you take it out, the thing that hard and make it round the cubes out, light it on fire, use it for cooking all that stuff. Mars is going to be interesting. Once it goes, I think it's going to happen. At first, it's going to be kind of slow, but once it starts going, it's going to go.
Is he starting this year, or is it next year? When is he starting?
Well, he's been starting. Everything he's doing is for this. So right now,
but there's no official launches to Mars yet. He hasn't made any official launch dates.
No,
yet.
and he's trying to do a twin. He's trying to go to the moon and Mars at the same time.
Oh, well, yeah, that's going to take longer then.
Well, no. See, right now, like I said, he's building 1 rocket a month. It only takes 4 rockets to go to the moon. Well, plus the refueling thing, so about 8 of them. He'll have that in 3 months. So that's not really the whole of it. He wants these things doing certain things before he sends them. And I think he's still got to perfect his robots a little bit before he can send them. Because remember, when we're talking starships that are carrying humans, it's different. But when we're talking starships carrying robots, there's no need for life support. You might still pressurize it because stuff you may have on board.
Don't need to bring food either or water.
None of that. Well, they might send MREs or something just to start stockpiling. But,
right. Yeah, but you don't need any for the crew. Is what I was getting.
And they're going to be bringing moisture collectors for wind and other things so they can try to make water. They're also going to be because they need water to make brick and other things. So they want to be able to produce it on planet. They don't have to bring that
concrete. It's just about anything. Yeah.
Well,
Well, you'll also. I mean, eventually you're going to need drinking water. So you're going to need to get that kind of infrastructure going as well.
Well, yeah, that's one of the first things they're setting up. They're setting up the wind collectors, water collectors from the wind.
Yeah, the robots might not need it. The robots might need it for like maybe a cooling system, but they don't need to drink it, to stay alive. But we will. So yeah, they're going to have to do something for
No, that's on the very first mission they go. They're setting up a fuel maker, water maker. And they need the water for the fuel. So they want to have. I forgot what he said. 5,000, 10,000 gallons of water and fuel when they get there. Before anything else starts going on. And then, but meanwhile, some of the robots are going to be explorers. They're going to be going out looking for frozen ice where they can just scoop up to make water. They'll be looking
life forms and life signs too. Yeah.
Well, because now science is pretty sure we're going to find underground water on Mars. They're positive.
Yeah. I don't think the whole planet's water is gone, but most of it's whatever's left is either in the 2 ice caps or it's underground. There's only 2 places it can be.
Oh no, they found what do they call it? There's a big permafrost layer across the entire planet.
Oh yeah, which is frozen water.
Yeah, so they found that just recently. It's so they think 80% to 90% of Martian water is probably still on the planet, just locked up in different places, and they're not sure. One of the guys made a suggestion that if Olympus Mons, when turned into this massive volcano, created huge holes on the ground that filled up with water. He said we may find huge reservoirs on the ground if they didn't get superheated and melted, cooked. So that might be interesting to see. But regardless, Jack, they said they know there's water on the moon now too. How much? That's anybody's best guess, but they know there's water there. I noticed helium-3 there.
No, don't forget you have the alien space mall in the center of the space station. I mean the moon. So they've got water in there too.
Well, they want to start putting vegetables and things that make oxygen on Mars. So one of the things they talk about doing is finding these shallow caves or these places where water might have been one time where they can fill it back up and make like salt brine out of them to help produce electricity and stuff. Because you put diodes in it and make electricity. Not have to do anything else but stick diodes. It's like making a fucking giant battery. Is what it's doing.
You could send up several gallons of salt ocean water from Earth and boil it off to make oxygen up there as the thing. We have those oxygen generators. I don't know if it's enough to make a planet's worth, but I think if you make, because what is it? It's a hydrogen and 2 oxygen. Lots of hydrogen in water.
Well, see, like I was talking about those brine things. One of the things they're talking about is these areas can be filled up, and once they go salty water, they can be filled up with plankton. Well, that's where the majority of oxygen on this planet comes from. It's plankton. I know. And what sucks? Because when I was a kid, I was taught that the rainforest was responsible for most of the air on the planet, but it fucking ain't.
Yeah.
Plankton is. But the rainforest is an air cleaner. That's what makes it so important. Yeah, so No, the rainforest produces a lot of oxygen, but not near what plankton. Plankton fill the whole ocean. They fill they feed the whale population. Well, actually, lots of populations. I don't make them do that. What's the smartest creature on Earth? What do you think it is?
Could be the blue whale. It's got the largest brain of any of us, and it is a mammal.
Nowadays, got little tiny brains. So do crocodiles. They're like walnut size. Well, whales and dolphins are different. First off, dolphins have a bigger brain than humans, about 1.5 size. But dolphins also have more senses than we do. At least 2 extra ones we know of, with sonar and that passive scan shit they do. And then they think they actually have more abilities than that. A few other ones.
Well, no, we know for sure. They can focus. They have an extra organ in their brain, different than any other species on the planet, and that organ produces the ultrasound or the sonar, or whatever you want to call it. But they can also focus it like the ultrasound, like they use to look inside you to see your kidney or your heart or whatever, or your baby. They can focus that ultrasound to a damaging point where when they like to swim up underneath the shark. They hate sharks, and then they hit it with their forehead with that organ, and then they send a blast of ultrasound into the shark and burst the shark organs in an attempt to kill it.
No, Jack. Dolphins hate sharks. They fucking hate sharks. They will kill a shark if they have any chance to kill it. They will fucking kill it.
Because sharks are they're not intellectual. They are strictly instinctual. They have brains, but they have no soul, and they have no smarts. They have nothing. They're just eating machines.
That's right. Let me eat you is all that shark is thinking.
They will eat you even if they are not hungry.
They're
especially if you're bloody. Then you have to be your blood.
You get them in a blood frenzy, you're screwed like a dude in a tattoo, man. Jen, move to California. Yeah, they're all peace, love, and light out there. Not like they used to be.
They're also nuts.
Actually, yes, you just got a good point. So they used to be all peace, love, and light. Now they're all peace, love, and light, kind of like liberal progressive, which is scary.
Yeah, and they probably, most of them think about they're big fans of no borders, no cops, no jails, no criminals, amnesty for all. Yeah, good luck. Let's see how your country of California fares after bringing in all the criminals from around the planet.
Yeah. Next Friday we're gonna be tackling a little voters fraud. Yeah. Well, we got to be careful the way we label it because last time they wouldn't even let me put it on the news on a flip side title. Facebook kept throwing me off. You can't say that. You can't say it's voter fraud. That's voter fraud. Well, guess what? We found it in like 4 states now. They're mailing down, and we're finding more and more states that are having illegals voting. Well, if it's like this across all 50 states, and there wasn't enough votes to sway an election. My problem with this is.
One of the states was like 6,600 people. I mean, that could easily swing a vote, especially on the local level.
What bothers me is Joe Biden got 81 million votes. Barack Obama only got 69. Trump got 73 and 75. But somehow Sleepy Joe, who did a campaign from his fucking basement, got 81 million votes.
Yeah, something to turn the Kool-Aid.
Ask Google how many registered voters there was in 2020.
Hey, Google, how many U.S. registered voters was there in 2020?
In 2020, there were approximately 168 million registered voters in the United States.
Ask what the percentage. Ask her what the percentage of them that voted was.
Hey, Google. Of the 2020 registered voters, what percentage actually voted in 2020?
About 75.8% of registered voters cast a ballot in the 2020 presidential election.
75.8.
Ask her to translate that into people. How many people?
Hey, Google, Translate 75% of 160,000 people into a number.
That equals 120,000.
120,000.
Okay. Now, y'all heard that. So, Jay, what is 75 million and 81 million?
What is what? 75 what?
Percent? 75 million and 85 million. What is that? 81 million. 81 million and 75
100, 160 million. It's 160 million.
And 130 million voted.
Yeah.
So, but 81 and 75 is how many people voted. Figure that one out. More people voted than actually voted.
160,000 people voted, but there are only 120,000 people that actually did vote.
There was so there's 164 million registered voters, and she said 134 million voted. But when you add up Trump and his numbers, it totals almost 100% of the voters voted. Well, we know that's not true. So there's no doubt there was voter fraud there. I don't even know why they didn't figure that out earlier on.
Well, because they probably already knew. They just were trying. They kept on trying to hide it. Now the cat's out of the bag.
What's that, Jimmy? Oh, I don't know. What is? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a good point. Mish says we have to vote. However, if our vote mattered, they wouldn't let us vote. So yeah, if our vote actually mattered, they probably wouldn't let us.
Well, see, that's the point. So Joe Biden got 81 million votes. Trump didn't get that next time, and Kamala Harris didn't get that shit with 73 million.
He might get that on the third one that he's going to do. Have you seen his new hat?
Yeah, he ain't
Trump 2028.
Yeah,
he said it was. He said it was a joke, people. So
he loves to torture the fuck.
He loves to mess with the press.
He just does. Jimmy, we're at 3 minutes. All right, what you got? Yeah. No, anyway. The world's not coming to an end, I don't think. I don't feel like it is. I feel like there's some stuff that needs to be dealt with.
No, we're coming.
So let's stop for a minute, people, and think. If everybody just didn't hate Trump and wasn't fighting against him so far, the world would already be 3 times better than it was. I mean, he's done all kind of stuff for this planet. He set up a rare earth empire for the United States. Within 10 years, they said the U.S. will have complete control over the rare earth empire. And there's nothing China can do about it because we simply have more access to more of the rare earths in the United States and in South America. Well, because we're the new world. We haven't exhausted all of our minerals yet.
Or our brains.
And for some reason, Africa is not as friendly with China as well. I'm not sure what's going on. Carol, I saw that where they said that more people like China than us. And I said, really? Let me ask you a question. I said, how many illegals we threw? I said, Barack Obama threw 5 million out. Trump threw 2 million out first time. I was going to try to throw 3 out. And I said, that's about 10 million. I said, but the reason we had that problem is because Joe Biden let in 11 million. I said, show me where 11 million people are trying to get into China. Show me where there's even a big demand for visas to live in China.
Yeah, you'd probably be easier finding 11 million people that want to leave China.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, we talked about this earlier. China's got a big problem. They're Americanizing. Their citizens, their middle-class citizens are turning into Americans. They're dressing like us. They're acting like us. They're Westernizing, yes. What are you talking about?
They're being culturalized by the manufacturing of things that we get from China. So it's a side effect.
And because everybody wants to be an American. And once the Europeans came here again and realized, oh, shit, we want to be Americans. Because we get the greatest country in the world by far. Americans have more fun. We enjoy our lives better. We live in a beautiful place. We've got every opportunity you want. And everybody says, well, you don't have health care. We got the fucking best health care on the planet. Don't ever believe that we don't have health care. We got the best health care on the planet. People all around the world come here.
It is a retail market, but we do have it, yes.
Mish, is your son tall? I know a lot of tall guys who like to move to Japan for some reason. Yeah. What's that, Michael? Oh no, the women in Japan are beautiful. Yeah, they were really white, soft, flowing skin, gorgeous jet black hair, deep piercing eyes. Oh my God, man. Plus, they still like men. Well, I'm talking about American women. Well, no, the birthing is up. So they're always talking about how men and millennial and Z-gen men and women hate each other, but when you check into it, that's not really true. Yeah, it's a small group on each side. No, they're fighting with each other. They really do not like each other. Well, because these women started saying, well, we don't need men for anything. And the one guy says, well, really? Well, who's fixing your toilet? Who's fixing your electrical? Who's fixing this? And the guy just went on and on and on. He said, y'all don't choose to do that. Because, it's you make a choice for the job you want to be in. He said, it's not that women can't do these jobs. He said, women don't want to do these jobs. I don't blame them. I don't want to crawl around in the sewer pipe. No, I don't do that. I've had to do it before.
Yeah, sewer pipes are nasty. You don't want to crawl around inside of those.
No, I'm getting ready to go. Why? You got a question? What is it? Where are you from, anyway? What's good? Where are you from? St. Louis. What's going on up there? Oh, I ain't been to St. Louis in 25 years. I got some friends up around that way, but
yeah, it's probably been. I drove through it on a high school trip, probably 25 years ago or further, maybe 30.
No, I was stationed in Tennessee when we were over to St. Louis. So anyway, what's your question? Why don't the Greys just turn on all of our psychic ability? Because that's not how it works. Remember, all the aliens are looking, they abduct inside family lines. So whatever the original families were back, how many ever tens of thousands of years ago this was, that's the people they abduct. Because that's part of the program. Well, the reptilians and humans were here doing this for a long time. I think the reptilians are the ones that kicked it off when they interbred and created us. But since then, it's been going on with them. And then when the Greys finally got here and intervened, they're now doing it. They still allow the reptilians and humans to do it, just not like they did before. The Greys do probably 60 or 70% of the abductions.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's lots of reasons why. No, I don't. I'm not going to say you won't never get probed, but more than likely, you do, it's going to be one time. Most, they do some nasty stuff, but they don't do it to everybody. It's like they run across a personality and they want to see how they can push it. I don't know how else to explain it. It's like cutting off a body part and putting it back on just to see your reaction. There was no pain involved, but just to see the reaction of your arm being off and then being back on again. That's not cruel, that's inquisitive, but for us that would be cruel. We would consider that cruel and humane, but since they're just taking it off and there's no pain and they're putting it back, they don't see what the big deal is. Because they don't think like we do. No, we think that's cruel and humane. Yes, that's what we think.
Well, and the Greys, according to, I don't know if this comes from the ICAR info, but according to some of the data, the Greys, years, or I don't know how many, millions of years, thousands of years, that they don't give a timeline, but they killed all the lesser animals on their planet, like all the pet like type animals and the food type animals and the birds and the bees and yada yada. They killed them all off because they found them to be irrelevant and unnecessary. So that just goes to show you they must be emotionless if they're to go and kill. But we don't know what their planet looked like. They may have had all kinds of nasty bugs and ugly, unfriendly critters. I don't know. But for someone if we were to do that with our planet, with all the cute and cuddly critters we have, we would think, what monsters? We wouldn't want to have anything to do with those people.
But that's one of the things contactees say, that the Greys tell them to stop fucking up our planet. No, the Greys got emotions, Jim. Greys are like Klingons. They can even have a big belly roll laugh kind of thing. But they're way more serious than the other ones are, and they're very telepathic. So either you got to do something stupid or, and we don't know what kind of what they even consider funny is until you see one of them smile or something. And they have shown sometimes a sense of pride when a human does something above its ability level. So in a way, you know, they want to say succeed, but they really do. The Greys really do feel like we're pets, at least along those levels to them. Our intelligence isn't far enough to understand how things work. So we're more like, you know, Fiona over there, licking her butt. That's how they look at us. The reptilians and humans are different. The reptilians look at us more like family, kinfolk, or kindred spirit.
Redheaded stepchild kind of thing.
The humans are different in the fact that if they like you, they like you. But most people, they just don't like you. They're more like humans are like our trash cousins, distant trash cousins, very distant trash cousins.
You could almost say almost like Vulcan. They're kind of you know, you don't fit into
but then they're the assholes that triggered our evolution start. So they're the ones that came here and started mining the planet and created the subspecies of us, where the reptilians felt like they needed to intervene. The reptilians were like, well, fuck this. No, we're here too. We're gonna give them intelligence.
They wanted a piece of the action. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, Jesse, what you want me to tell you what bothers me about that story is because at the time this happened, the reptilians were the reptilians, the Nemos were supposed to be staying with the
Pneumo.
Yeah, and they were supposed to be staying with the Dogon, which was an advanced Egyptian tribe living in the mountains. So if we're saying that the humans down in the Sumerian Valley are the start of the race, then who were the fucking Dogon? I think they got a little screwed up in their little things right there. But regardless, the reptilians did come down and take it. We all got a reptilian section in our brain, and we all needed to be a person that we are. But anyway, on that note, we're going to get out of here. I want to tell everyone thank you for tuning in to United Public Radio and the chat. I hope you all enjoyed the show. Of course, if you did, you can fuck off. I mean, you can write to the show. I'm sorry. Did I say that aloud? Damn, I apologize. I'm not really. You can still fuck off. I don't care. But on that note, thanks again for tuning in to United Public Radio. I do hope you enjoyed the show. Any moans, groans, bitches, great. Feel free to write to Michelle Durocher at uprnradio@gmail.com. On that note, good night. Stay tuned for
Don't at night.
Don't whisper that. Good night.
Oops, I just whistled.